right, everybody. So welcome back. Last week, you all discovered, drew out, and destroyed the source of that catchy but actually maddening tune that had been stuck in all of your heads. The malicious spirit of Shemsheim had been drawn out of the book Shemsheim's Bedtime Rhyme and promptly destroyed. After having dealt with that creature, with that shadow-esque thing, um, the magical locks and barriers surrounding surrounding the Firefly cellar were lifted, and to the absolute joy of one cooped up tabaxi, you were all set free from that place. As you were leaving, you were greeted by London Flattergast, one of the great readers of Candlekeep, who may or may not have sent you all down there specifically to deal with that particular issue. The what twos and why fours on that were a bit vague, but nonetheless, he did congratulate you all and gave you all honorary titles as avowed in the library. A distinction that makes it so that you have free range of the library now, with the exception of the more restricted areas. You no longer have to have avowed or scribe accompaniment when you travel the halls, and you can check out and retrieve books at your leisure, with some exceptions, of course. So, after all of that, you all went about recuperating and resting from your long trial, having gone a little bit over 24 hours without a rest at that point, and retreated back to your extra dimensional space inside of your private study room and sacked up for the day. Rested up, rejuvenated, you all set out the following morning to try and find some other things to get into, but were promptly interrupted by a science experiment gone wrong as a rather aggressive ooze popped up out of one of the fountains and set to attacking you all. After dealing with that and placating the angry scientists who were upset that you so crudely handled their science experiment, after dealing with all of that, that is where we're going to pick up today.
Yeah,
Indeed.
I need to get health points back.
All right. So, what would you all like to do?
Are the scientists still there?
Yeah, they're still down on their hands and knees, scraping up little bits of ooze into bottles and whatnot.
What were we
Rilla-
doing
Go ahead.
before we got attacked by the ooze?
I honestly don't remember.
I think we were
I
just
think we
leaving.
just said we left.
We were headed
Were we gonna meet
somewhere.
someone? Did
No,
Flattercast have something for us?
No, nobody had
not
anything
that I
for you
was
guys.
aware of.
We just stepped outside and got attacked.
Well,
Righteous.
Releve is going to clap one of the scientists on the back and say, "Hey, make it up to you. I will buy you both a drink
You know,
because
I'm
that
gonna
is how
say,
you make friends."
yeah. So a small rock gnome man kind of looks up, practically sent sprawling by your light tap. But yes, a drink sounds fantastic. It really does. We're not gonna be able to get anything else done on this today, anyways. But it's the least you could do, right?
I mean, it's down close to the bottom of the list. Yeah.
I don't know. I could do a lot less, but I'm all for a glass of wine or two.
To the
To
pub.
me.
Has anyone seen
Nathaniel-
Pickles?
He's probably at the pub too.
Nathaniel is going to wave them on just a bit as he uses his mending spell to get the Steel Defender back up to par.
Releve says she'll save him a seat.
Sarah's gonna go take a short rest while he's drinking at the pub.
And as they walk off, he's also going to try to collect a little bit of this thing and a little vial himself to study if need be.
I knew you were going to do that.
Of course he was.
That's why Releve lured them away.
All right.
Is the goo still potent? Is it still harmful?
It is mildly acidic still, but quickly losing its potency. All right, so all of you on your way to the pub. The gnomish man by the name of Orlin in tow, and his much younger lab assistant, a young tiefling man. All of you heading over to the House of Rest, or the Hearth, I'm sorry. The Hearth would be the place to go for drinks and whatnot.
I'm sorry, what was the tiefling's name? I got Orlin and...
Orlin, and the tiefling's name is...
You didn't tell us.
Oh,
He's gotta
sorry,
make
that's...
one up.
I'm finding a good one right now. Tiefling's name is
Yep,
Remus.
he's clicking.
Remus. Okay, sorry. That could be why I didn't remember it. You didn't say it.
And now I'm typing them down so I don't forget. 10 minutes later, like I always.
They now have names.
They now have names, and an NPC is born.
Woohoo, and we're gonna get it
Well-
drunk.
Releve has never seen a tiefling before. So
Elevate's never seen a tiefling before?
Releve is like weeks
Yeah,
into
from
being
the
on this
elemental,
plane.
elemental plane of air. Not a whole lot of
Oh.
tieflings there.
So she is all up in his space.
Okay. So
The tiefling looks uncomfortable, and Uskar's just behind laughing.
the tiefling does look uncomfortable. He's a young guy, probably only about 17 or 18 years old, only a little bit older than Rigel, and he's very much just like every time Releve asks him a question, he looks back to Orlin, and Orlin is just smiling.
Releve, do you want to see what you would look like as a tiefling?
Yes, I do.
I assume the form of Releve as a tiefling.
Just kind of hot
nice
close and
curling, same color, same facial features, but with curling horns and a tail.
I love
Go
it.
swishing off toward the pub.
Nice.
Hours of Alistair.
All right. So yeah, so you guys all get to the pub. Once more, you get to see your status as avowed. Get to see the benefits of that. As at the Emerald Door, you are simply allowed out, and nobody gives a second look, regardless of what you might be carrying or anything like that. Normally, when you leave, they check to make sure that you're not carrying any books or anything like that. But your new status protects you from such measures as you make your way out. Yeah, so once you get to the Hearth, it is relatively busy. It is still technically the earlier hours of the day, probably around 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock or so. So most people are there having lunch, having a few afternoon beers and whatnot.
Mhm.
Is Tiny in residence or is he elsewhere?
Tiny is currently elsewhere.
Uskar's gonna settle up to the bar, ask for the best cigar they have, and a good flagon of mead.
All right.
Releve is going to pay for Orlin and Remus's drinks, and then see if she can tune up her violin.
Okay. So a silver apiece for Orlin and Remus, and then Uskar, your finest cigar and a flagon of ale will come out to about 6 silver.
Mhm.
And Tiefling Releve will get a glass of wine and inquire if the fastidious five have returned yet.
Just left yesterday,
Yeah.
right?
So
that's yesterday. Okay, sorry. I was thinking I was.
right. So
Yeah.
as you ask about them,
Ask if there's any news about the fastidious five.
so the man standing behind the bar, he says, "Oh, they're magnificent, aren't they? Who knows when they'll be back? Last I heard, they were all heading to the mountains of Cormyr. Some dangerous dealings with an ancient dragon."
Sounds spicy.
Yeah, I can't wait to hear about it when they get back. The bards will sing about them for decades to come.
Releve is trying to figure out what rhymes with arrogant assholes.
Yes,
Has anyone
irrelevant.
known
Do you know any songs about the fabulous five?
Fastidious.
Fastidious 5.
Does anyone know the name of the dragon that they're trying to?
I was
Deal
just
with-
gonna ask that.
Yeah.
Barkeep kind of thinks on it. Doesn't know. Thinks it's a blue one.
Oh. Blue. Okay.
We shall call it Vox.
Yep.
No, Releve, she makes kind of like a little like, well, they can't be that great because I haven't heard of them before I came here, so. Tales of them have not yet reached the elemental planes. Feels kind of like that snotty little hair toss.
All right. All right, y'all. So you can rest here for as long as you'd like, and
Rest.
after a few hours, the rest of the day passes relatively uneventfully, as does the next day, and the next,
Long
Oh.
rest.
and the next.
Oh.
You all find
I will be
yourselves in quite a slump. As if you were to go and inquire with Flattergast or Sprig, they would kind of shrug their shoulders and say, there's really not a whole lot going on. And you all are staring down the barrel of quite a bit of downtime.
Woohoo!
So,
Okay. This is telling me we should start something up. Or
So,
find our own
during-
adventure.
During said downtime, I will continue to. I will spend a lot of time as Alec, my dwarf persona, and
Okay.
learning as much dwarvish as I can from Uskar.
okay.
Mm.
So the two of you would like to learn language together?
Well, he's gonna teach him a language.
Okay.
And Ushar's gonna do that, but also he's gonna learn. He's gonna take however many weeks it is in learning land vehicles.
Okay. Yeah, that's one of the wonderful things about a place like Candlekeep, right? Alistair, there's plenty of people around here that can teach you Dwarvish without having to have Uskar be your teacher so that he can focus on his learning
that
to
sounds
pilot vehicles. So, what we're looking at, everybody, is you have at least 2 full work weeks of downtime right now. So, there are a myriad of different activities that you can perform during this time. What Uskar and Alistair are looking at right now is the training downtime activity. I like to compress the times a little bit, and we can say that works well because you're in Candlekeep, a literal library and bastion of knowledge. Your learning process would go quicker here than if you were, say, out learning a new language by just talking to people in a different country or something. So the training times will be compressed pretty dramatically. So there's a whole bunch of these activities. There's the training where you can learn new ability or new proficiencies and new languages and whatnot. There's things like shopping for a magic item, where if you wanted to, you can spend time and money to try to find interesting items to buy, or you could try to find buyers for the more rare items that you've all collected and kept as your own personal loot. That's another one that you could do. You could, of course, craft items, create spell scrolls, create potions. There's research. If you all think that, you've all done, the research one is pretty much the one that we've done several times already, where you try to figure out more about a certain subject, but that is also something that you could do. There is also carousing, which is generally just developing contacts and going out to meet people, trying to make friends in high places or low places. You could engage in crime. If you all decide that you would like to be criminals, you could engage in some crime, although this doesn't really seem like the Let's Do Crime group, but you never know. Nathaniel, you could craft an item during this time. All kinds of different things.
When you say 2 weeks, do you mean 2 10 days or
2 10 days.
or
Two work
Okay.
weeks is what we're going to go out because it's the verbiage used in Xanathar's, but we are working with 10 days, so 2 10 days.
Okay.
Would it be possible to get a proficiency in lockpicking?
Yeah, let's take a look at the training section and see what we can do about that.
Just for funsies, like she's not out there busting into people's places. She just
Yeah,
it's
so
a skill.
you can gain proficiency in lockpicking. Again,
Hooray.
this usually it says it takes 10 work weeks to learn that. We're going
Okay.
to compress that down and you can get that done in your 2 work weeks. It's all just arbitrary time. It's not like anything else like that. So,
So I now have.
go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
Okay, so receive training in a language or tool typically takes at least 10 work weeks, yada yada. But the time is reduced by a number of work weeks equal to the character's intelligence. So, we're going to do the training cost of 25 GP per work week. This is going to go for the language and skill proficiency people as well.
Okay.
So this will be relevant for Releve, Uskar, and Alistair.
I do have enough.
I do not. I only have 19 gold.
Oh,
We have loot that we haven't.
correct.
Yeah,
Oh.
We haven't liquidated.
That also reminds me, during that time where I was saying several days were passing, Uskar, Crinkle would have sought you out. And she does not leave the Firefly Cellar, ever. But Uskar, she left and she sought you out. And she would tell you that she felt so awful about kicking your ass with that Ring of the Ram that she would like you to have it.
I like that.
Could use a ring ram. Oh, yes.
Also, as a big thank you for not just immediately murdering her after she did that.
It took a lot out of him not to.
Psychic damage.
Right, no one would have blamed Uskar. Okay.
So
How do
we
you-
have group
oh, here it is,
loot
I
that
found it,
needs to be
Yes,
distributed.
absolutely. Also, you all would have received a 100 GP bonus for ridding Firefly Cellar of its issue.
As a group or each?
Each.
Mm.
I forgot how little money you all have been getting from this. It hasn't really been necessary since you just get everything from Candlekeep.
Right.
I do know that Releve would like to commission studded leather, please.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that can just be put onto your Candlekeep tab. You don't got to worry about the price on that. Releve can just get that before you all end up leaving Candlekeep again. That'll be ready for her.
I can just add
group-
that, right?
Yep. Yeah, group loot
Um,
management.
Yeah.
Okay, let me add that to here.
I'm excited. Ring ram, so one of my favorite things.
Yeah, it's a fun item.
Yeah. 206 gold pieces each.
206, you said?
Yes.
So,
What is that? 6 times, so.
How do I make my AC go up?
And then plus that 100.
The
Take a look
armor
at your
on?
sheet. Yeah, once you have your items equipped, it should automatically do it. But I'll take a look at your sheet right now, make sure the funky's going on.
I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Yes. Oh, geez, yeah, you should
Is
definitely
that-
have better armor class than that. Studded leather.
Carl, does that include the 3 arts to liquidate?
Yes, I liquidated those.
Okay.
You said 206, Carl?
Weird.
206, and then plus another 100 for the Firefly Cellar bonus.
Thank you.
So 306.
Oh, Releve, you are not proficient in medium armor. Or is studded leather light?
Instead of
Yeah,
the
it's
light.
light.
Okay,
it's
okay,
light.
my bad.
That's not the highest I can get, I think.
Alright, yeah,
Yeah.
your AC is not adjusting. Let me take a look and see what the problem is there.
Thank you.
While you all figure out your loot.
You found it, however.
You guys already have all your items divvied out and everything?
what?
Um,
Yeah,
We have 4 potions of healing and 1 potion of greater healing that are still listed in the group loot. Do we want to divvy those out?
Yeah, might as well.
And I still have a potion of healing, so
I
and-
used mine.
I have nothing.
I do not.
I-
One to Uskar because he usually gets right in the middle of the shit.
I
I'm
say
gonna steal the-
start the greater.
Yeah.
Okay. And everybody
So-
else take a regular.
Ace, I'm messing around with your sheet trying to figure out that AC thing.
Cool. I wondered why I was flipping around.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, well, I'm haunted.
Because your AC should be 14 right now.
The ointment is done and gone.
Yeah,
the
it is.
ointment's done and gone.
Okay, I mean, I guess we just do it the old-fashioned way and put a 4 there instead, and say we did
Okay.
it.
There's a way.
It's okay. I need to get some practice in with actually, like, figuring out character sheets without the Charactermancer, since I'm going to be doing Espergenesis soon here, and no Charactermancer for Espergenesis.
Nope. And
Are you
D&D Beyond
excited?
can't help you there, so.
Yep, gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way.
Check to see if her leather armor is still technically equipped.
Yeah, I thought I looked for that. I didn't see it. Take a look again. Oh, there. It is. Remove.
Otherwise, you can give me access and I can walk you through it. Because I've noticed a lot of DMs.
It's not changing it.
A lot of
Nothing's
DMs
changing.
don't know how to do the player
Oh god,
sheets.
now I have a 12.
All right, yeah. Let's take a look and see if
I can help.
yeah, see if Zypher can help us out here. All right, he's
I've spent a lot of time messing with it.
Let's take a look.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
waiting
get
for it
all
to
y'all
load.
to switch to D&D Beyond eventually.
I have it. I
freaking love it.
have it. I just always forget to do it.
So, while Zypher takes a look at that character sheet to see if we can't figure out why Releve is insisting on remaining squishy, what would the rest of you all like to do? So we have 3 people that already know what they want to do with their downtime. Releve wants to learn the lockpicking, the Thieves' Tools proficiency.
Yes.
Uskar would like to learn the land vehicles proficiency, and Alistair would like to learn Dwarvish. Those are all perfectly within the realms of the time and resources that you all have available to you. So
I fixed it already.
nice. How?
Literally, so what it looks like is she didn't pull it in from the compendium. She typed it in. So to do it, you have to actually pull it from the compendium for it to automatically do it.
Right. That the same goes with anything, weapons, magic items, anything like that. When you go to pull them in, drag them in from the compendium. That way the sheet will recognize them.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, cool.
No, you're
Now
fine.
We,
It's just
we all learn.
Because you can't. What's kind of weird about the items is you can't like do it like you do the weapons where you can set them up in your actions. So.
Cool. All right. So, what would the rest of you all like to do with your downtime?
Is that so? That's 50 gold, and I'm gonna have proficiency in land vehicles.
Correct.
Perfect.
There are a couple of things that I would like to do.
Okay.
The first one is how he was kind of trying to design something looking at both his Mace and Morningstar. If possible, he would like to try to essentially make a single melee weapon where basically Morningstar with the spikes can either retract or expand.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. You can most certainly complete that project during the downtime that you have right now. So.
And if possible, if he spends the gold, could he also attempt to, with having 10 days, he should be able. A +1 weapon is considered what level of magic item?
I believe it's.
Common, I think.
Yeah, I think it's just uncommon.
Yeah.
Should be able to at 2 weeks and 200 gold then.
Okay, so you want to create a +1 weapon of some kind? Or would you like to enchant your mace to be +1?
He's basically enchanting the mace with that, where it frees up one of his infusions.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. Especially if you're using your
Smith
infusion
tools.
to do so. Yeah.
I can make weapons.
Yeah.
And another.
And then Alistair can enchant them. I mean Nathaniel.
Yeah. And another thing he is going to do is he's going to swap out one of his normal 2nd level spells for continual flame, and for like 4 days at the end of the day, he's just going to cast it twice on some small objects. So he has the equivalent of 8 torches that just are ready to go if he needs to toss one out.
Okay.
Which that's more of a prep because he's human.
I'm gonna need to talk to you about a Rod of the Pack Keeper.
And while he's doing this, since that frees up one of them, Then he can utilize an infusion. for
Are you
a-
currently using one of your infusions for a bag of holding?
No.
Okay.
But he's fixing to. That's why I was
Don't
thinking
bother.
about
It would have been one of the many days that you all had. You would have returned to your private study room, and there would have been one hanging on the back of one of your chairs with a little letter from Professor Flattergast saying to take good care of it and that you all have earned it.
Yay!
Aww.
Awesome.
Thanks,
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 Flattergast.
DM.
Then in that case, let me take off the 200 gold for that right quick. Of course, that probably would take up his time just with those two things.
Right. That seems likely.
Yeah.
Okay. And that leaves Adso and Rigel. What would you two like to do with your downtime?
Is there a way to research a spell scroll?
Yeah.
Okay, so I heard tales of magical huts that can protect you from possible scary children in forests.
Are you trying to do Lehman's Tiny Hut?
Yep.
Okay.
You want a spell scroll, or you just want to add it to your spell book?
Well, I guess find a copy of it that I can actually add to my spell book, I guess.
Okay.
I mean, since it's a ritual spell.
You may, instead of having to waste the time and money to do that, you might be able to find a scroll in the keep.
Yeah, that's any way means of getting it in my spell book is either researching to find where the scroll would be, or researching to find where a spell book that already has it to copy.
Absolutely. Let's go ahead and combine the buying a magic item with describing a spell scroll ones together, and we'll run with that. So.
Okay.
Adso, the first thing that we're going to need a few things from you. So we're going to use the buying a magic item, the resources, the work for that on whether you can find the item that you're looking for.
Okay.
So, how much gold do you want to spend doing this, looking for it? It's going to be a minimum of 50 gold to fund your search, bribe the people you need to bribe. Not necessarily bribe, but, grease the wheels of whoever needs wheels greasing and all that kind of stuff. So 50 gold minimum to get going. The more you spend,
it's 150.
The more you spend, the more likely you'll be to find what you're looking for.
Okay, so it's 150 to if I find the scroll or to copy it down. Or it's
I will help fund the copying of the spell if you need to spend more to make sure you find it. Us having that spell is a good thing.
Uskar won't. He hates magic.
Oh, all right.
So it'll be 250 gold to. Well, no. When you find it, you'll just be able to copy it. So as much as it would cost for your standard spell copying will work.
So that's 150. I have 300 right now. So I can spend 150 or 300 if I go into Alistair's coffers.
You're going to get a +1 bonus to your roll for every 50 gold you spend.
Okay. So first 50 gold. What should I roll?
You're going to roll charisma first. Persuasion.
Ooh. Charisma persuasion? Okay. Is there any way I can add bardic inspiration to this if someone were to give me it?
You all have all the time that you need, so if there was something that you needed the help of your friends to do, then I'm sure that they'd be able to.
Did I help persuade?
Sure.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. You can give Adso advantage on the roll that way.
Okay. Oof. Me no persuady.
-1. Nice.
Well, you have a +6 to it, so you're at 12.
So I'm gonna use my Coronal Shift to try that again.
Okay.
My apologies, I cut out for a second there. What are you trying precisely?
Persuasion. Oh my god.
Hey man, if I know anything about what number's bigger than the other.
That's 13. There you go.
Oh wait, no.
Oh.
Do I keep the same Bardic Inspiration?
Sure, that's fine.
Yeah.
I think I'm at the level where if it doesn't work, you keep it.
Oh, okay. Oh
Nice.
yeah. Okay.
So that puts
So
you at
it's yours
13.
until you succeed.
Okay. And then I have one more Coronal Shift. Should
Okay.
I?
Wait, no,
Yeah,
he's
I
at
think-
6, so he's at 15. I'm sorry, I lied.
Oh, I'm at 13.
No, because you did 3 with the die, and then or 4 with the die, and then you also paid 150, so it's a plus
Oh,
3 to
yeah.
your die roll.
Yeah.
So it's 15.
15. Okay. Is that enough to do it?
There will be complications with the 15. Less complications than with the 13, but complications nonetheless.
Wait. So I'm still on the first
would-
50 gold, right?
Yes.
Question: if feasible, could
Yeah.
I toss guidance on top of that for him to try to help ease it up a little?
Sure. If we get a 15 and that guidance gets it up over 17, we'll say that you can find the scroll without complications.
And
Womp
that'd be
womp.
No. Okay. Final.
The dice hate you.
Final. Yeah. Okay. Final Coronal Shift of the day. I need to be more persuasive. Okay.
You have
Well-
the advantage. So
Yes.
So you're at 18. Or
Okay.
12, 14 plus. There you go.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
got it.
Okay. I got it. With my crappy persuasion.
okay.
Mine's the same. I feel you.
Just for fun, can I roll? It won't count, but can I roll?
Absolutely.
Sure.
Let's see. Persuasion.
Atso spends 2 weeks looking around for the scroll, and then Releve just walks up and he's like, "Hey, some guy just gave me this at the bar."
What? Like it's hard?
He just looks at him and he's like, "Oh, okay."
I just be like.
Didn't even have to say a word.
All right.
And I'm just
So-
like,
I gotta see if
why?
it worked
How?
together.
During that 2 weeks, you can go ahead and add Lehman's Tiny Hut to your spellbook there, Atso.
Nice.
A good one.
Okay.
All right. And what is Rigel up to?
Love it.
Okay, so would it take me, like, let's say I wanted to gain a skill proficiency. Would it
Okay.
take the entire time?
It would.
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much what Releve, Alistair, and Uskar are all doing as well.
Mhm. Okay. Just so I know my options here, I have proficiency in herbalism kit. If I
Okay.
were to try to use that to create potions of healing, how much? I guess how many could I create? Would that require, a significant cost or whatnot?
So that's actually brewing potions of healing is listed in our downtime activities here.
Yeah.
And potions of healings fall into a special category of item crafting separate from other magical items. A character who has proficiency with the herbalism kit can create these potions. The times and costs doing so are as follows. 1 day and 25 gold, you can create a standard healing potion. 1 work week and 100 gold, you can create greater healing. 3 work weeks and 1,000 gold is a superior. 4 work weeks and 10,000 gold is a supreme.
Okay.
You do require proficiency with the herbalism kit to do this.
Okay. All right. Well, I had talked to Nathaniel about potentially making some non-metallic scale mail at some point. But I don't know if I want to maybe try to procure that or place an order for that town. Maybe it's getting ahead of myself a little bit.
Um,
That's probably going to be
Yeah.
expensive.
so
it would help,
generally speaking, go ahead, Nathaniel.
If it would help, I do have a set of regular scale mail that I no longer am using since I have that breastplate now. If trading that in for some might help you out.
So
Not
generally speaking, the scale mail, any sort of mundane armor with the exception of full plate, can be requisitioned at Candlekeep and then given to you free of charge. As Rigel's is special, it requires unique materials and a unique level of craftsmanship. Rigel, you can requisition that, but it will not be free. It will only be the standard price, though, of scale mail. So that will that will run you only 50 gold.
Oh, absolutely, I'm doing that then. Okay, cool.
So you can just drag standard scale mail in from the compendium onto your character sheet and then rename it Dragon Scale or something like that.
Oh, amazing. Ooh, there's actually a dragon scale mail already.
Is there really?
Yeah. Let's see what
Spatial?
that's all about.
That one gives a few magical abilities, though.
Dragon scale is just the type of scaling
Yeah,
on the.
gives you resistance to certain energy types, so according to the color and
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Is Rigel getting a proficiency in kickflips by any chance?
I thought Rigel already had proficiency in kickflips.
My
I
bad.
mean, I feel like I should.
Please work that into the game somehow. We have to kickflip over this mountain.
Okay, cool.
So don't drag the actual dragon scale mail.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I tried it.
Unfortunately, that is a bit too good for right now.
Yeah. Okay. I will probably also just sell back my leather armor or just dump that.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Since all of the armor is kind of requisitioned for you by Candlekeep, there's no reselling it. You just give it back to them.
Okay. Oh no, I'm over my carrying capacity.
Oh my god! What? How'd you get? How?
I don't know.
What is Rigel just taken every dagger off of every enemy you've faced so far? He now has a collection of 482 daggers.
So say, I have an 8 strength and I'm not over my carrying capacity.
I'm an indoor kid.
Where's all the weight coming from?
Oh, here's a nice rock. Oh, here's a nice rock. Druids.
Druids.
Must be all the gold. Okay, so that was just 50 you said? Sorry, I just want to make sure.
Yeah, 50. Right. Accurate.
Okay. Great. Okay, so I don't know, presuming that didn't take...
No, requisitioning of equipment does not take your time, so you still have the time that you need. Were you trying to gain a proficiency with the herbalism kit? Is that what you're doing?
No, I have that already.
Okay,
I was just trying to decide whether I wanted to try to make potions or get a skill, but I think I'm going to try to get a skill.
Okay, cool.
So I think I want to gain proficiency in medicine.
Oh, wow, cool. Okay. 1 second. That's an actual skill proficiency. It's not a tool.
Yeah, is that what we're talking about?
I think that's okay. I'm double checking right now to see if there's anything extra that goes for skills.
Or at least like maybe start along the path to do that.
Okay. So does anybody correct me if I'm wrong, but it doesn't look like Xanathar's has a guide for learning skills. It's just tools and languages. Is that correct? Does anyone know any different?
Ooh, I'm muted. I don't think you can learn skills.
Yeah, I don't think so either, unfortunately.
Oh, okay. All right.
So,
okay.
Rigel, this will not be the only time that we do something like this. This isn't the type of adventure where you're constantly off to your very next thing every time you finish one thing. There's going to be times like this where you have weeks at a time where there's not a whole lot going on. So if you want to split your proficiency in medicine between this one and the next one with the full knowledge that there's no way of knowing when the next one will be, then I will allow that.
Okay. Well, I could also. Does anyone else have a proficiency in like navigation or anything of that sort?
Navigators
Just land
tools, is that what they're called?
vehicles. Navigators, yep.
Would
Navigators
that be
tools.
survival?
Yeah, navigators tools.
I just took thieves tools for lockpicking.
So there is a set of tools for navigators tools. The set of instruments is used for navigation at sea. Proficiency with navigators tools lets you chart your ship's course and follow navigational charts. In addition, these tools allow you to add your proficiency bonus in any tool to avoid getting lost at sea. I would also allow those to provide the same type of checks on land and in the air.
That'd be perfect for you too, since you were star guy.
That's what I was kind of thinking. Like I somehow am trying to learn how to navigate by the stars.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. That sounds cool.
Cool. All right, so same as Releve, Alistair, and Uskar. Just takes your 2 weeks of time and 50 GP.
Okay.
I could have totally made a plate armor in that 2 weeks.
Huh.
I'll have to for like 200 gold because I have smith tools.
Do you want to do that instead of your land vehicles?
I'll do it next time.
Okay. And there will be a next time.
I think land vehicles, I just have a feeling is going to be a needed thing in the future.
Land vehicles is always an important one.
Now, I will say that is kind of one reason why Nathaniel has his Steel Defender, where it is a humanoid shape, to help out as far as making stuff in the forge and things.
Nice.
Just because 2 sets of hands helps.
I bet, yeah. Most definitely.
Need an unseen servant to help you too?
Right. You just walk into a forge and Nathaniel's just in there. There's like several things floating around, the Steel Defender running around, all everybody's just. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, except Unseen Servant can only lift like 2 pounds. Not much help in a forge.
It can carry the tools. Some of the tools.
Yeah.
It could pump the bellows.
There you go.
Your pump bellows.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, for some reason that seems hard.
Yeah.
It's less than 2 pounds of pressure to push down. And it would take a lot of work off.
All right, everyone. So, in the midst of all of this, what are you all researching? I mean, you all are at Candlekeep for various different reasons. What books would you be looking into and checking out, given all of the stuff that you've been experiencing in your travels so far? You now have free range of the library. You no longer have to get Avowed to check books out for you or scribes to bring you anything. So, what kind of things would you all be going after?
Oh, so many things.
Yeah, real quick. Can Uskar just get a climber's kit, or is he gonna pay for one?
No, you can just get that. It's fine.
Okay, perfect. Uskar's gonna be still looking into evil magics.
Okay.
Based upon. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'd probably be researching blue dragons because I'm all interested in what.
Fastidious
The
Five.
Fastidious
Yes,
Five.
the Fastidious. I was like, what the heck was their name again? The Fabulous Five. I'm gonna call them the Fab Five.
FDF.
Fab 5. Oh my gosh. Which one does hair and which one helps out in the house?
Did you see
So
those guys?
the
None of them
old-
can help with the hair.
the old venerable wizard who seemed to be leading the party did have quite the magnificent head of hair.
I freaking love you
Hey.
guys.
Is his name Jonathan Van Ness?
Is his name what?
The hair guy. The
Oh.
wizard.
JVN.
Johannes Van.
So,
Something else.
Releve is going to be going after any first-hand accounts or journals of people who have gone to the elemental planes returned. She's also going to be up to her elbows in books on were-rats because she's pretty sure that they're gonna run into those assholes again at some point.
Oh,
Okay.
Go ahead.
Daniel is he is of course pursuing his dual interest as far as both magical and scientific invention. But considering the experiences with the book with the little gnomish tinker work within it, he's gotten a little bit curious about that as well.
Cool. Okay. So gnomish tinkering and whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alistair, after his conversations in Silvery Moon, will be researching Elistray.
Okay.
I will be researching that desert area I was told about. That
Right.
might have another city.
Anorak?
Yeah.
Yes.
The Anorak Desert was once the home of the Netherese.
Until when it wasn't a desert.
Yeah, when it wasn't a desert. We don't talk about how that happened.
Did it have something to do with the Netherese?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
Ding, 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 ding.
it very much did.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
Okay. All right, everybody.
Uskar also needs a crowbar.
Easily attainable.
I've got one.
Oh, if I got a proficiency in the thieves' tools or lockpicking, whatever, do I need to have those on my list?
Yes, you can add those. Another item that would be gifted to you from the library,
Thank you.
or requisitioned to you, I guess would be the right word.
Not that I needed all that much, but I assume I can pick up a disguise kit.
Yep. If any sort of mundane equipment, you guys are basically sponsored by Candlekeep.
Just add it.
So.
Perfect.
So, okay, so the stuff that I would need to pick up on kits to stash in our place, got proficiency with, I already have the thieves' tools and tinker's tools, but smith's tools, alchemist supplies, and brewer's supplies. I don't know if they'd supply the brewer's supplies.
Yeah, they would supply brewer supplies for you.
Okay, cool. I will set those things up in our little extra dimensional mansion so that because you never know when well, our dwarven compatriot might need some liquid refreshment here and there.
Heck yeah!
And it's a long ways to walk all the way up to the bar.
All right.
While doing research, there's one other thing that Alistair will be doing. He will try to move his research close to the restricted sections.
Okay.
And he is going to be memorizing the face and voices of
Oh my god.
some of the people who have access.
Okay. Make a perception check. You know what? Look, make a charisma persuasion check first to see if you can get close enough without anybody just shooing you off.
Can I use deception on that
Yes, you can.
with my actor feat?
Absolutely. Hell yeah. So what lies do you tell Alistair to get yourself close? We'll say that you can get right up to the gate, like hanging out right in front of it. We're as close to it as you want to, without actually going through.
So is that? Is there other parts of the library that I would have reason to be in that are close by?
So it's Exaltation. Underneath Exaltation is where the restricted sections and the most valuable and dangerous books. that are known would be. I mean, it's entirely stands to reason that there would be others under other places, but that's where the vaults are, is underneath Exaltation.
So what Alistair would have done is there's going to be custodial staff in Exaltation, not that are going into the restricted section, but that get close to the restricted section on a regular basis. He would have assumed the guise of one of them and just gone about doing his job.
Okay.
And just to get an idea of how often people go in, who goes in, and making sure that at least one or two of them are people that he could make a good representation of. I don't know if I'm ever going to go in there like that, but he would want to know. He would want to be prepared.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, you are totally able to do that and able to get their routines, their mannerisms, all of that kind of stuff down. We'll say it was a dwarven avowed by the name of Hurnir. Hurnir, I love that. Hurnir. And that's at least one of them. If you'd like to add any more, you can. Just let me know who they are.
That's good enough. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. All right. So just as a quick recap, Alistair, what were you researching during all that time? You were researching Elistray.
Elistray.
Rigel was doing Blue Dragons, Releve, Elemental Plane of Air, emphasis on anyone who's gone and come back. Nathaniel was doing Gnomish Tinkering. Uskar looking into dark magics and their practical No.
Let's start a cabal, guys.
Uskar needs a patron.
All right.
Doesn't have the wisdom for that.
And charisma.
Or charisma, definitely not. I have an 8.
And so what were you researching again?
The desert,
Right, thank you.
Netherese City.
Okay. Good stuff. All right, everyone. So, during one of those long, drawn-out, extended periods of downtime, obviously most of you are probably growing pretty bored at the moment with how long has gone by without any sort of excitement or anything like that. And as of now, we find you all back at your private study, going through your own personal books, basically just waiting for a new job. You are now above any of the standard book sorting. We'll say last week that you all were assigned to clear out one of the basements of an infestation of rats that took you all of about 30 seconds to do. Who would have used an AoE spell? Who do we think that might have been?
Me.
So yeah, just basic stuff like that. Nothing too drastic.
Sean, could I also just do a slight retcon, because I forget, I learned about something about lotus. Like I have to look into the lotus, so I wouldn't know where exactly to start researching that, but I would have, I don't know,
The
talked
Order
to a
of the
librarian
Immortal
or
Lotus.
something.
Okay, so make a charisma investigation check for me.
Oh, charisma investigation check.
So what you do is you just roll charisma, and if you're proficient in investigation, you add your bonus to it.
I am not, and I have a -1 in charisma.
Nice.
So here we go.
Okay, so Rigel, most of the people are kind of just patronizing to you. It's like,
Aw.
yeah, we can help you, buddy.
That's so mean.
Patting me on the head and stuff.
Aw.
But you do at least confirm the fact that there is an Order of the Immortal Lotus, and that they do venerate gem dragons.
Okay. All right. Good to know.
But I will take note that that is something that you have been researching.
Okay. To be revisited.
Indeed. Okay.
Sorry, I had that in my notes
No,
and
you're
got
totally
completely
fine.
distracted.
Totally fine. It tracks with Rigel like big time too, to be like, I have this mission that I have to research and discover, but oh, those guys were going after a blue dragon. That is fucking interesting. Super tracks. Okay, so you're all back in your private study room, going through your stuff. This time, your own books, your own research. There's scribes coming and going, actually bringing stuff to you now instead of the other way around of you taking stuff to scribes. But yeah, among the different books that you find, there is a contemporary biography titled The Admirable Opus of the Physician, published in the interest of all. It is a cookbook.
How to serve men.
There's one called The Thesis on the Natives of Myth, Call of the Wild. Gives advice on tactics against shambling mounds, specifically. There's another called The Price of Beauty. There is a mirror inlaid into the front. Adso, you would get a faint aura of illusion magic emanating from the book.
Oh.
There
Just
is...
noticing that we all have. I was just noticing that all of our tokens have hit point damage from our Dragon Blood Ooze. I assume we've taken a long rest.
Oh yeah, you all have taken many a long rest. It has been a very uneventful couple of weeks, aside from what's been going on so far. I just refreshed the API, so they should fix in a moment. I just gotta wait for the bloop. There it is. All right, you guys should be able to move your tokens now and have them reset.
Okay, sorry.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. Illusion magic. This thing. Would an identify be able to figure out what else is going on with this book?
Sure. It's not like I had a bunch of other books to show you.
Oh, I just want to know what this book does.
So, Adso, as you approach the book and pick it up, you see that the mirror inlaid into it is the. Are you casting Identify right now?
Yes.
Okay. So when you're looking at the when you're looking at the book, the very first thing that happens is you see your own reflection. It's bound in soft green leather. It's 8 inches wide, 14 inches tall, and it's set with golden clasps. It smells a lot like lilies. As soon as you pick it up, you get the scent of lilies, and you got that
Not lotuses.
polished. Sorry.
Not lotuses.
Not lotuses, no. You get the smell of lilies. The mirror itself is framed in delicate gold, and it's styled like locks of hair, which appear to spill down around the face if anyone looks into the mirror. Your face, as you look into it. And as you're flipping through, the book's filled with beautiful illustrations of woodland scenes, art, jewelry, delicate handwriting accompanies all of the illustrations. And it's a lot of short prayers and meditations dedicated to seeking self-worth, and techniques for massage and healing, recipes for creating balms and cosmetics. It's very much just like the fantasy world equivalent of a very like bougie self-help book.
Nice.
On the last page is an inscription by the author. The author's name is Silvari Silversong. Alistair.
It's not Gwyneth Paltrow.
No, it's not Gwyneth Paltrow. Although a portrait in the back page bears a striking resemblance. So, Alistair, you would have recognized that name if Adso said it out loud. Silvari Silversong. It would have, while you were researching while you were where you were researching Illustray and that area up near Silvery Moon, the names Silvari Silversong would have popped up in passing every now and then, as a priestess of Sunni, a very powerful and renowned priestess of Sunni. And that last page is inscribed with a sentence: "A mirror is a gateway to happiness, truth, and accepting ourselves." And so after flipping through the book and kind of investigating it, you're realizing that all of the illusion magic is coming from the mirror itself. After you flip through the book and close it, your face in that mirror again, a image of Sune, a beautiful woman, obviously of celestial origins, replaces your own reflection and speaks in a soft voice saying, "Well met, dearest one. How do you feel today?"
I feel great.
And it responds very, very monotonally. It says, "That is great. Is there anything that I can help you feel better about?"
Wow, this is a tough question. I guess I'd like a little bit more self-esteem about our standing in Candlekeep.
So as you are saying that, it takes on very like Harry Potter and the what's the fucking mirror's name?
Mirror of Ezerad.
Thank you.
Yep.
And you begin to see in the mirror these images, like anything that you would want changed about your appearance and your surroundings. Like, there's a bunch of avowed standing behind you and clapping and things like that. It basically just shows you what you want to see. Like, it shows you the ideal, and not like its idea of it, like your own ideal of what that situation would look like.
Wow.
I read her
okay.
so.
Time travel extraordinaire and being regaled like the fastidious five on a new adventure. Okay, cute book.
He has the good hair.
So, seeing Adso interacting with this book, does anybody else want to look in the mirror and see what they see?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
Alistair would definitely want to look in it.
So, Alistair, very much on a kind of pre-recorded loop, when you pick up the book, it does ask you the same question.
Okay, but first I have a question.
Mhm.
And I'm not Althorax right now. I'm my Alistair
Okay.
form. Does it show my half-elf fop reflection in the mirror, or does it show my actual face reflection in the mirror?
It shows whichever form that you're presenting is what it would show.
Okay,
And then
I was just curious.
yeah, it would show whatever you are presenting is what it would show in the mirror. And then any time while you're looking at it, would ask you those questions and ask you if there's anything that you would change. And even as you're thinking about that, any sort of physical appearance, any sort of anything like that you might want different, it begins to adjust for you as you're looking at it.
Wow.
Yeah, so Alistair is still seriously coming to terms with what his actual form is and wants to change everything about it.
Okay. So what kind
After
of
his
things would change?
study of Illustray, that would probably be the form that would come first to his mind.
Okay, yeah, absolutely. So as the image in the mirror slowly begins to take on more of those dark elven features and the features of Illustray, that continues to happen, and then it would stop a little while later, and it would say, "It would seem you could use a little extra attention, dearest one." And then it says, "If rest, relaxation, and transformation are what you need, then follow the lilies. I am sure Silvery will see to your needs." And you all see a thin slash of light appear about 3 feet to the right of where Alistair is standing with the book, and then turn on its axis until it's about a 5-foot by 3-foot wide oval floating there in the middle of the room.
Oh wow. So we can actually just follow it.
Didn't we just have 2 weeks of relaxation?
So
We're due for some chaos.
after
try
a
and
brief
walk to
few
the
moments
orb.
of looking at the the portal that's just opened up in front of you all, and no one approaching it, the book says out loud again, maybe some other time, and it just pops out of existence.
Ah.
A brief moment later, you all hear a nervous muttering,
What is that?
preceded by the approach of none other than Sprig. Sprig comes kind of stumbling into the room. She's biting on her nails. She does not have her bag of cookies out. She's biting on her nails and she's kind of looking around. And she looks in and she says, "He must have been here. I don't understand. He must." And she sees all of you and she says, "Oh, I'm so sorry to disturb all of you, but I'm looking for that." And she points at the book,
Oh.
at The Price of Beauty. She says, "Yes, I'm looking for that." She looks over all of you, and then she looks a bit saddened, but she says, "But you haven't seen anyone else. Well, you haven't seen Falthrax with anywhere with it, have you?"
Who?
Falthrax.
New
So
book. Who dis?
Sprig goes on to say that Falthrax is a dear friend of hers who's been troubled lately by his impending age. He's a dwarvish man. Rigel, you may have met Falthrax every now and then. He's been at Candlekeep for like the past 200 years
Okay.
as a senior scribe. So you've probably met him in passing a couple times at least. But he's a very old dwarf, and as dwarves go, he is old enough to be looking old as fuck. So the dwarf's mood had been dropping lately. He's been worried about, and Sprig would be explaining all this to you, he's been worried about how he spent so much of his life at Candlekeep as he let his life pass him by. And then he said that his mood had improved in the last 10 days after he discovered this book, The Price of Beauty, that Sprig would kind of be pointing at and talking to you all about. And she'd say that it really helped him out a lot, that it helped him improve his self-image, his self-worth. He's been doing meditations and everything from it. But the last time that he went looking for the book, he said that he wanted to go spend some time with the book, and this was yesterday, and she hasn't seen him since. So she figured that he might have just been spending time with the book and went looking for it, only to see that it had found its way here, sent up probably with Alistair's things, most likely, having been interested in Elistray and other elvish deities. A book pertaining to Sunni might have found its way in there. Who knows? But one way or another, the book found its way here, and so Sprig also found her way here. So, I'm assuming that since none of you have actually seen Falthrax,
He probably went in the portal.
and would anyone mention a portal to Sprig?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah,
We just saw a portal open.
that book opened a portal and was
would
trying
I-
really, 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 really hard to get me to come through it.
Would
So,
tell us where the portal would lead to?
and so as you say that out loud, standing in the doorway is Great Reader Flattergast. He says, "Well, I can tell you where it leads to.
Oh,
Temple of the Restful
okay.
Lily. Fantastic place. I went there for a mani-pedi and a massage about a decade ago. Fantastic.
gosh.
stuff."
love it.
I could use a petty.
Yeah, I think we all could.
Ustar could definitely use a petty.
Flattergast looks around towards all of you and is like, "You know what? You all most definitely could use some time at the Restful Lily. Spa day, anyone?"
Body. Yeah, let's do it. And we'll keep our eye out for what's his
Right,
face.
and Sprig is kind of sitting there like but Falthrax. And
Yeah, he's probably there, and we'll keep an eye out for him.
Everybody's
Let's say-
fallen asleep on the massage table before.
all right, everyone. So, as you say that, Flattergast says, "It's settled then," and he snaps his fingers, and the book opens up to the page, opens up, flips through it, and then closes again, and the portal reopens. And he says, "Off you go. Have fun."
Yay! Body.
Releve's going to give him like the narrow eyes, like the squinty eyes, because he has fucked with us before.
He just smiles at you.
Leve side eye.
Yeah, the good news is
Trouble
she's
in
very
paradise.
smart, so she goes anyway.
Nathaniel, with his various calluses, soot, and everything else from working on this stuff, is just staring at this portal like it's his personal Vietnam.
Oh no.
Uskar coming.
His hand shoots out, grabs Nathaniel, and yanks him in.
Uskar begrudgingly sees everyone going, and he's just grumbling and cussing under his breath, and goes in.
Come on, Uskar.
I'm sure we can.
Come on, Uskar. Come on, buddy.
Uskar
I'm
pulls
sure we
a
can find
piton
some-
on.
I'm sure we can find some nice, cute gnomish girls that can rub lotion and flowers into your beard and braid your hair.
No, they need good cigars.
All right, everybody. So, as you step into the portal and the light washes over you all, that is where we're going to go ahead and take our break. And when we come back, we will have our day or two at the Temple of the Restful Lily. All right, so welcome back, everybody. After some much-needed downtime at Candlekeep, not a whole lot was happening, and as such, it was decided that you all could use a bit of a spa day. And so when you came across a book that invited you to such, London Flattergast encouraged you all to partake and sent you all on through, and with a little bit of a side note to look for Sprig's friend Althorax, who had last been seen with the book but hasn't been seen in a couple days. So, as you exit out from the portal, you find yourself in the middle of a deep wood, very pleasant woodland area. Lots of animals around. You can hear them just going about their good old animal lives. And there's a path that is very clearly marked with stone lilies pointing you all down this path towards the Temple of the Restful Lily. After about a quarter mile or so following this path, it's very serene. You know, you pass by a little babbling brook. It's all very much, you can tell that if it wasn't designed to be the ideal little forest pathway, then somebody picked the best possible spot to drop this path and temple here. But after about a quarter mile of following the place, you eventually do come upon a magnificently appointed temple up in front of you all. The windows lined in the front are decorated glass, not colored, but they are very much fancily framed and whatnot. And there is a large set of double doors at the terminus of the path directly in front of you all. As you all approach the temple, to your left, you can see what looks like a fenced-in courtyard. You can hear what sounds like people exercising. You hear one woman bellowing like, "Come on, faster, you can do it! Get your shit together!" Just totally working some people. And you hear other people working out over there. And that's over to your left, behind a wrought iron fence that's completely overgrown and can't see through it, overgrown with ivy. In front of you is that ornate set of double doors, and through several windows you can see into what looks like a lounge area, a reception room directly in front of you. There's a few people milling about in the lounge area, just generally enjoying themselves. You can see some people sitting at tables. But yeah, people are just generally hanging out and having a good time. So, what do y'all want to do?
Uskar looks at everyone and says, "She better not yell at me."
Well, we're not here to exercise. We're here for the massages and the mani-pedis.
No one's touching my feet.
Can we get in here? Can we walk
So
in?
as you approach the door, the double doors do swing open to the sound of a bell. Beyond the doors is a large lobby, the air heavy with the scent of fresh lilies. A desk stands at the center of the room, holding a stack of neatly piled papers, fresh-cut lilies in a vase as well, and a dark-haired man in fine clothes who stands up from behind the guests as he sees you all. "Welcome, friends, to the Restful Lily. Freshen yourselves in our luxurious bathhouse, or perhaps you'd enjoy a massage, a haircut, a shave, a pedicure. Oh, road-tired feet, simply cry out for comfort. Whatever is your pleasure, we are here to serve." He does a big old
You have
flourishing bow.
cigars?
only the finest cigars. And he seems to kind of look around and shake you all in. It's like, oh, you are from Candlekeep. London Flattergast, the great reader, sent ahead. You all are honored guests of the temple for the weekend.
Oh my god, yes.
Oh boy.
Do you got
All
a jacuzzi?
expenses have been paid for. Your rooms have been provided for 2 nights and 3 days. Welcome, welcome, welcome.
So, okay, I want to hit the hot tubs.
Says, absolutely, our hot springs are right this way. If you all wouldn't mind, please changing into our guest robes here in these cubicles. And he points behind him.
Oh, will do.
Scar will begrudgingly change, but he doesn't. He takes this sword of vengeance with him everywhere.
So all of your change. There's a chest. There's a trunk inside of each of these cubicles here. And here, I'll go ahead and do this real quick. Y'all can move through those cubicles now into them. But inside of each of those cubicles, well, not that far, Uskar.
I realized.
So inside of each one, there is a velvet curtain that blocks off viewing. And inside of each one is a small chest. And you hear Saith as you're entering in, please, any weapons, armor, items. There is no weaponry of any sort allowed on the premises. There is no need in a place of rest and relaxation such as this. Please leave any valuables, any weaponry and armor in the trunks, and they will be waiting for you in your rooms when you do arrive there next.
Love it.
A lot more grumbling and cussing from Uskar.
Oh, if you could just part with your sword for just 1 minute.
You have
He's
had
got
the
a
curse
dagger,
removed
though.
from that thing, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You did.
He does have a dagger he's gonna try and hide.
If only I could go into my bottle more than once per long rest. If I could go in twice, I'd be like, Uskar, let me toss it in here. And
So as you're each coming out of the changing rooms, they've given you very, very fine silk robes with lily patterns all engrossed in them. I'm sure Uskar looks absolutely fantastic in his.
Very disheveled.
But everyone's been given one of those and a very nice pair of slippers to wear as you go about your business here. And as you're all coming out from the changing rooms, the man says, "I am Saith. It is my duty to see that you are all well taken care of during your stay here. As such," and he begins passing out keys to each of you. He says, "We have a room available. We have a room available for each of you, and a trunk in each room will have all of your valuables safely kept away, and of course you are the only one who has a key to your personal trunk," as he passes out keys to each of you, one for your room and one for your trunk.
These trunks. Insight check?
yeah, are we the only
Really?
ones with a key to that trunk? Is what I'm trying
Yeah.
to...
Uskar's giving this look like
No.
All right, whoever
You'd
would
like
like
to
to,
drag
one
that
of you can roll an insight check.
Uskar's about to drag that trunk with him everywhere he goes.
And a trunk.
All right, Releve. Yeah, I mean, he seems pretty genuous about it. Although, you know, it is a officially run establishment, so it stands to reason that there would be a master key in someone's possession somewhere in case someone goes missing or anything like that.
Just gonna make a point to him that these instruments are my livelihood. I will be very upset if anything happens to them.
Uskar
They
just
will
looks at
be
him and says,
treated with the utmost care.
Uskar just looks at him. Anyone touches my crap, I'm gonna break their hands.
I frickin' love you.
He looks at his hands and looks back at you. "I will be extra careful with your trunk, sir."
These guys, you're awful threatening to people who are here to serve us.
They're making Uskar leave his stuff. Uskar's not happy.
It's just
It's a
Parts of-
spa. Relax,
Yeah, it's a spa.
Uskar.
He says,
Okay.
"Yes, relax," and then waves a hand, and as he does, a door opens past you all, and it opens up to steam immediately begins rising up out of a magnificent hot spring.
Oh, that's pretty.
oh yeah. Bam.
Rigel cannonballs into the water.
So
Okay.
the floor.
Comet,
What's up?
before we all rush off to do cannonballs into the pool, Alistair, two things that are going on. Because first, he goes into the changing room.
Okay.
He puts his pack and things like rope and everything like that in. He does not take off his helm of telepathy. His Pifwafi is like, folded up and stuffed into a pouch on his belt, and he just changes his appearance so that it looks like he's wearing that robe.
Okay.
Secondly, Argoth will be sitting up in the upper corner of his changing room and will be following what happens to the chests and reporting in.
Okay.
Invisibly.
All right. Sounds good.
He is so handy.
And then off here to dangle my feet into the pool. Because it will look really strange if I get out of the pool and don't look wet.
Acting
Alright.
so suspicious.
Nathaniel
So,
is,
the room that you all are in now. This. What's up, Nathaniel?
Nathaniel, he's putting most of his gear in the thing. However, he takes his dagger and proceeds to use the infusion to turn it into a returning weapon.
How long does that take?
I should know this because I've done it before.
An action, isn't it?
I think so.
Okay.
And he's going to try to keep that on him and a small pouch with a couple of his just little baubles, like a little.
Okay, so whoever is hiding weapons on them, please make a sleight of hand check.
Do you need anything from me? A deception check or anything?
If you are physically changing your appearance to conceal your stuff, then no.
Okay.
Uskar, Saith, as you walk out, he kind of crosses his arms and gives you like a bit of a squinty eye, like, but doesn't say anything to you.
Yeah, Uskar just gives him a death glare back.
I'm doing well on myself, so.
We can't just have a normal spotting, guys.
No.
Not with this group.
No.
Uskar's in the shallowest part just because he's too damn short and doesn't swim, and is requesting booze or ale and cigars. That's all. He's gonna sit here.
Okay.
Is there anybody
So-
to request this stuff from?
So Uskar, as soon as you say out loud, I could really go for some booze and cigars. About 15 seconds later, a acolyte of Sunni comes out from the main door, and she has a platter, and on it are two very nice looking cigars and a large tumbler of a dark liqueur.
He's just like, sit it there, just keep it full.
She nods and sets it down and proceeds to keep it full. It's like How I Met Your Mother, where as soon as your glass goes dry, there's someone there with another one for you.
That was my thoughts.
Yep.
All right.
All right, so this place is quite beautiful. The floor is polished white marble. The central pool steams with deep turquoise water. It's an open air bath. The forest, you can see the trees waving around above you all and everything. Stone pillars stand along the outside with sculpted reliefs of Sunni. Between the pillars, stained glass windows diffuse the light from outside, and a thorough mist hangs in the air all around you all.
Starts doing what he's doing, so it's y'all's turn.
Yeah, do we like I'm curious, do we just dangling my feet in the water and looking around?
Yeah,
Are there...
Alistair can't go get a massage either.
Huh? Depends on how much
Yeah,
I trust the
probably.
masseuse.
Yeah.
I'd probably stay here for a bit and maybe go to a steam room after.
Releve can't swim, so she's just awkwardly.
Wow.
that is amazing. She's an air genasi. Why would she need to swim?
Maybe Releve, maybe we can find a mud bath.
I beg your pardon.
I feel like the steam room would be like
delightful to me.
Oh my god.
Rigel's got some nasty claws. He needs to find the pedicurist. Where's
That's a nasty.
where's that?
Yeah, steam room. Is there one?
As this time goes on and you're all kind of just relaxing in here, at one point a drow male comes out and he is wearing a very elaborate hat with a giant feather in it, almost comical. And he enters in from the main room, and he's kind of looking around very smug, and he sits down next to Uskar. He says, "I don't know how I feel about sharing a bath with others. Might too important. You may have heard of me. My name is Jarlaxle." Kind of pauses and waits for someone to recognize the name.
I
Star
think
Wars
Alistair, I think
Uskar's
Alistair
gonna-
would recognize that name.
Okay, yes, Alistair might. And Uskar, you most definitely, you said you're from Waterdeep, right? That's where your whole thing is at.
Yeah.
Yeah, Alistair, yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Uskar's not from Waterdeep. He has issues in Waterdeep.
Okay, got it.
Alistair grew up in Waterdeep.
Okay, then you have
Uskar's
most certainly heard the name Jarlaxle.
Uskar is actively and obviously showing that he's ignoring this guy and that he means nothing to him.
Oh.
So he kind of, Alistair, do you make any indication that you recognize the name?
I give him I raise my head and look at him. Have I seen Jarlaxle? I don't know. I definitely know who he is.
You have seen wanted posters, and you've seen enough depictions of him. Maybe some bards that have seen him before actually taking his appearance on things like that. You would also know that this man looks nothing like Jarlaxle.
Okay.
And so
Oh.
he waits to, and as soon as Alistair's the only person that's recognized the name, Jarlaxle Bairnray, leader of the infamous mercenary group Breaking the Earth. He pauses again, waiting for someone to react.
Cool name, dude.
Releve's just like, can you swim? Just really.
That's a very fine hat you have.
Yes. My enemies must know who they are dealing with, and I find this bit of drama to be quite a good tool to accomplish that end.
So how many do you have?
The one.
Did you get it from the hat from the shop on High Street? I think I recognize the make.
Oh, too low class for one such as me. You must, of course, know that I only procure the finest of garments.
Of course.
So yeah, Alistair, you since you have grew up in Waterdeep, this man is obviously full of shit.
Right.
He is just posing as Jarlaxle Bairnray, hoping to get some secondhand clout.
I was just seeing how he would react to questions that mentioned landmarks and stuff, and
he would not know anything about that kind of stuff. Any specific landmarks? If you mentioned any place major, he would kind of play it off.
Right. I wouldn't mention major. I would mention actual places, and mismatched streets just in case.
Right, and so he'd be doing the thing where he would acknowledge and then try to say, yes, of course I've been to so and so place, even if you completely made it up, and then try to relate that to the major landmarks that pretty much anyone would recognize.
I don't call him out on it or make it super obvious that I'm onto him, but I file it all away.
Okay.
Meanwhile, memorizing his voice and appearance.
Okay. All right. So, What are y'all talking about while you're here at the hot springs? What are y'all doing?
What we're here for? Like, who do you thought went here before us again?
Althorax.
Yeah.
Althorax the Dwarf.
Should we ask about him,
Yeah, we should
or
ask.
just wait?
Yeah, ask Jarlaxle. A friend of ours came a couple of days ago. Have you seen them? And I, of course, did not write that name down. So,
Valthrax.
Falthrax?
Yes.
Falthrax, an elderly dwarf. Kind of grumpy. Even more grumpy than Uskar over there.
Yes, I believe he was here about 2 days ago. Last I saw him. Saith, the doorman, told me that he had left yesterday.
Oh, he left? Where to?
He left.
I don't bother myself with such things.
We could ask our host guy.
So we arrived by magical means. How far is it from here to Waterdeep?
Oh, quite far. The closest location to us currently would be Silvery Moon. We are far to the north.
Silvery Moon!
Indeed, we are about 20 miles...
Such a lovely...
We're about 20 miles into the high forest from the south, just south of Silvery Moon.
Oh, lovely. We may have to stop by there after our stay here is done. We can look in on my friend, Aristina. Any reaction to the name?
Yeah, he would kind of wait. There would be no reaction at first, and as soon as he noticed that you were waiting for a reaction, he would just begin talking about how well he knows her and how long it's been and all these things.
How long are you staying here?
He's saying that he leaves this evening.
Are you going to Silvery Moon or directly back to Waterdeep?
He says that he has business to attend to in Neverwinter first.
Ah. I actually know someone there as well. You probably don't know them, though.
All right.
Look for whoever it was that was delivering cigars and bourbon to Uskar.
Yeah, there's been acolytes in and out.
Yeah. See if some tea can be delivered.
It is brought to you immediately.
And Uskar's bacon.
Which is also brought to you within minutes of you asking for it.
The dichotomy on either side of this pool right now.
One question, do I? Maybe the staff can answer is: does the high priestess give any talks, sermons, or anything?
So, Adso, when you ask one of the acolytes, she kind of just gives you a nod. No words. She doesn't speak to you.
Oh,
Gives you
okay,
a smile that you can see just behind a mask. All of the acolytes are wearing these white masks with a beautiful woman's face on them. It is masks of Sunni. And whenever you ask a question of them, they kind of just give you a nod.
No real answer.
No real answer.
Maybe I can ask what's his face, the host guy.
Safe, yeah.
Safe. Is his name Safe?
You know, I don't know if I'm pronouncing this right. Let me ask Google real quick. Pronounce Safe. It might be Seth.
Seth.
It's Seth.
Seth.
Okay, I didn't realize that these acolytes that are bringing us stuff are masked and never saying a word.
Yeah. That makes it creepier.
So
Sure does.
I'm not super knowledgeable on religion, but is that common amongst acolytes
of Sunni? Yep. You would actually go ahead and make a religion check.
This is sad.
You find it quite suspicious, Alistair.
Okay, good, because that gives me reason to do what I really wanted to do here, which is I am going to detect thoughts on one of them.
You get nothing.
Okay.
Absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
Okay.
I am curious, and
Um,
I'm actually proficient in religion, so maybe I will make the check.
Okay. Adso, it is perfectly normal for acolytes of Sunni,
Okay.
especially in a temple service such as this, to be quiet in this manner. It's supposed to represent their ability to keep secrets and not divulge the things that people indulge in while they're enjoying themselves in these temples. Furthermore, you would also know that it is tradition for the staff and many others to more or less, well, with the 23, I think you would get this info. You would know this. They all have essentially what amounts to a non-detection on them. Staff members, especially, any of them. It's designed to keep secrets of the people that visit safe.
Okay. Well, then I just like whisper that to Alistair. Just be like,
So,
wouldn't
Alistair,
go around trying that.
any staff member that you attempt to use any sort of divination magic on will not be successful because of that.
Okay.
Staff members specifically.
And here I was drawing all kinds of other conclusions.
Well, just simple non-detection.
I was about to start sending mental messages to everybody.
Well, I think Nathaniel might stroll up and kind of examine the statue up here.
Okay. It is a statue of Sunni.
Releve is sitting on the other one.
Hmm. See if I can find you some good art of Sunni. Yeah, that's a cool
Well, Axel, didn't you stay here? Have you happened to gotten to meet the proprietor, Sovari?
Oh, Silvare. From what I understand, she hasn't been the proprietor of this establishment for nigh on 10 years now.
Oh.
That's interesting.
Yes, it's run by several sisters now. Beautiful women they are indeed.
Do you know why Sovari left? I mean, she wrote a book about this place, or a book that could transport you here.
Indeed, The Price of Beauty. I've heard of such a work. Well, from what the sisters have told us, she ran into a bit of a crisis of faith. A bit concerned that she would be unable to perform her duties to Sunni, that she must embark on a journey of self-discovery before she could fully commit herself to her work here. Here's that picture of Sunni, everybody.
Ooh.
And just for those of you that do not know, Sunni is the goddess of beauty, of course. Other domains for her would be... where it is. Love, beauty, and passion. Domains of life and light.
It explains why they're using her for a spa. Man, I'm slow. I'm sorry.
So as you're asking about that, the door would open and you all would see... So you all would see a slender moon elf woman, smooth black hair and sparkling sapphire eyes, enter into the room. And she would say, "Yes, Sovari left us about a decade ago. She entrusted this wonderful establishment into the care of my sisters and I, and we have overseen operations here ever since." And then she would kind of gesture out widely to everyone, "And all of you, Welcome. It is so wonderful to have representatives of the Grand Library here. It's been so long. I was unfortunate that I missed your great reader Flattergast last time he was here. He arrived just before the transition, the transfer of ownership, as it were. But I do hope that you carry back a good word and good experiences from this place back to whoever may be listening when you return to Candlekeep.
I'm sure we will.
Yeah, it's
Seems
better
lovely
baller
so
right
far.
now. This bath is amazing.
As it is, isn't it? Enchanted by a wonderful creature. Some of you may be familiar with her. She is a naiad. Though she's a bit shy, it is her magics that provide the wonderful effects of this pool. As I'm sure some of you must be beginning to feel already. And as she says that, if anyone were to kind of begin examining themselves, first off, some of you, well, you begin to appear healthier, younger even. This appearance of scars or burn marks or anything like that are beginning to slowly fade away. Anyone who might be losing hair, going bald, anything like that, hair is beginning to regrow. You guys have spent a good half an hour in there at least so far, so yeah.
Oh, some of us have.
Right. Anyone who has been in the water would be getting these effects.
Scar's very uneasy.
Your beard
Magical
is
bath.
glorious.
Rigel's a little bit shinier or something.
Can Rigel be shinier?
I don't- I'm a waxy sheen right now.
Mm.
Right, well,
Nathaniel
Oh,
panics and tells
I guess
the
now
defender
that
to get
the-
out
what's up, Nathaniel?
because he doesn't want. He panics and tells the still defender to get out because he doesn't want us to like revert back to just lumps of metal.
So, Morgana, I'm not sure if she introduced herself, but her name is Morgana, would turn towards you and say,
Okay.
"Oh, worry not, friend. The water will have no negative effects on your construct."
Okay. Speaking of regenerative powers and all that stuff, one of our colleagues, Falthrax, or that's his name.
Spellthrax.
Elf.
Yes.
Elfrat?
Ah,
Falthrax.
yes. A wonderful guest
was-
he was. He left yesterday. He remained here.
Oh, do you know where?
I believe he said that he
Whereabouts was
was
he going?
to his ancestral halls to party like he had never partied before.
Oh.
Um,
Okay.
I want to
Party.
insight. I want to insight check that.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you don't see any lie on her face. She goes on to say that he was a recipient of one of our unique treatments. You see, when he arrived here, he was well into his venerable years, and when he left, he was but a young dwarf again, ready to carouse and take on the world once more.
You can do that?
Oh, yes. It's not something that we offer lightly, but the magics of Sunni are great and powerful. There are several services that we can provide. Reversing of age, as we have done for Falthrax, a improvement of strength if you wish to be more powerful. But again, this is not something we offer lightly. If it is something that interests you, you may approach myself or any of my sisters, and we'd be more than happy to explain further.
Uskar hears improvement of strength and his ears perk up.
It's gonna be magic, Uskar.
He's not happy about that, but he makes him stronger.
So yeah, so they can make you stronger, they can make you younger. One moment.
Somehow I doubt they can make me prettier.
Alistair, the last thing she says is that she looks to you and she says, "And we can make you look however you please."
Without illusions.
As can I.
And Morgana looks towards you, and you see her taking a long look at you, and she says, "Without the aid of illusion, we can make you who you truly wish to be." And then she says, "But I presume. Please enjoy your stay here. Ilmar is just on the other side of that wall, prepared for massages, manicures, whatever you may wish of him. He has been a wonderful house, a wonderful employee since his arrival. My sister Azarissa is out in the garden. If you can prove to her your strength and might, she has a mighty reward in store for you. I believe
Ooh.
today's exercise will reward a potion of hill giant strength to any that can best her challenges."
Oh, Uskar, do you want to do that?
And
help you
in
out.
the lounge, my sister Greensong can prepare any meal that you wish. Your wish is her command. She is the most masterful of chef I have ever met in my many, many years.
How many years are you?
She kind of smiles.
You look young.
She kind of smiles and she says, "Old enough, my dear."
Okay.
Gotta say, that was a bit. Nathaniel's just thinking to himself, I'm not the most polished man on the planet, but I know that might have been a little bit.
Well, this is a house where you can like reverse your age for a bit. So I'm
She
guessing
says
they're
not a
old as
bit.
shit.
She does say permanently.
Oh, permanently? Okay. We
But
can
again,
permanently restore you.
she's not trying to push these things onto you, so she will not say any more unless you ask her specifically about it.
All right.
Which
Wonder-
direction did she point for massages?
If you ask her, she would lead you to the lounge. And then
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Uskar
Massages,
asks,
guys.
Uskar asks that if he does this feat of strength, does he get his stuff back?
She says that you are welcome to gain access to your things whenever you'd like to. They simply ask that you do not arm yourself inside of the temple. And as far as Azarissa, she is a naturalist, if nothing else. So she would most certainly frown upon you using any sort of aid. But then she says, "You hardly look like you would need the help of any material components or aids to best someone in a feat of strength."
He's like, oh, quit trying to sweet talk me.
Don't worry, we gotcha.
So yeah, so basically, if you want to compete with Azarissa, no items, no armor, weapons, anything like that.
He harumphs, but he's like, yeah, I gotta prove my mettle.
All right. So if you all want to follow her down through that main hallway past Saith, as you all pass through, Saith would say, "Welcome, welcome again. All of your belongings are safely tucked away inside of your rooms. Is anyone sharing rooms? There's 2 beds in each room. There is enough room for each of you to have your own. Is anyone sharing rooms?"
No.
Okay.
Releve would
why
like
do
to
we need
share with
to?
the Steel Defender.
Is the Steel Defender wearing a fancy robe as well?
Yep, absolutely.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Okay, Seth said that our stuff is in our rooms now.
Yep.
What did Argoth see?
Argoth saw Seth. Argoth saw Seth go into the room, check around them to make sure that nothing had been dropped along the floors or anything, and then pick up each chest and carry it to a room.
And Argoth followed my chest wherever it went, so you can teleport Argoth to wherever that is.
You got it. Right. So the lounge has a bunch of large cushioned chairs set around the open space. There's very calming, nice music filling the air. The entire room carries a very floral scent, and a bar takes up one corner. Alongside shelves of expensive wines and spirits and fresh baskets of fruit lining the bar. There's 2 tables along one wall, each set up as a manicure and pedicure station with nail files, clippers, and bottles of nail varnish.
Who is this?
That is Resh. So as you walk in, he's kind of just got his feet kicked up. Has a glass of whiskey. He's obviously not wearing any armor. He's wearing his regular
Where are we?
clothes. You want me to take you to the room, Muskar?
Yeah. Thanks.
So there we go. Okay. So he's a young knight, and he's kind of just sitting. He's got his feet kicked up. He's got a glass of whiskey, just watching the fire burn in a fireplace right there.
And is that just an acolyte that's behind the bar?
Yep. Another one would come in and head over to the manicure station. Let me go ahead and get the dynamic lighting fixed here.
All right, Joel. We found where you can get a pedicure. I don't know if they have the heavy duty rasps.
So as Rigel comes in and starts eyeing the mani-pedi station, the acolyte back there kind of just looks over. Rigel, are you heading over to it?
Sure. Which way is it?
It's these two tables over here.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Let's do it.
So as you approach, the acolyte kind of looks at you and wordlessly, without any sort of like major response, kind of takes the tools off of the table and pulls out what essentially looks like a chisel and hammer and sets it down. Like they are prepared for this.
Make me beautiful.
She does the little nod that has become the trademark of these acolytes, and gets to work.
How loud is it?
Quite loud. And yeah, but the acolyte yeah. So, they say that the guest rooms are just around the corner up this way. The kitchen is back here. That Lady Greensong is back there, and she can whip up any meal that any one of you desires. She is a master chef, as her sister has proclaimed. Adso, up there is the rooms.
Okay.
And then the massage and treatments are up through here. Go ahead and
Ooh,
open that door
that's
up.
where I wanted to go.
So,
hi there.
yeah. So, Adso, as you walk through there is a drow man kind of leaning up against the wall, and he looks over to you. He says, "Greetings. My name is Ilmar. What can I help you with today?"
Are you the masseuse?
I am indeed.
Oh, okay. Well, I got this kink in my back. It's probably from stooping down and poring over books for such a long time. But can you just work on it? Make it feel less icky?
He says, "Absolutely," and leads you into one of the massage rooms.
Okay.
All right. So, just general chit chat, asking who you are, where you're from, what you're doing, all that kind of stuff.
How does a drow decide to become a masseuse?
He says that he is a follower of Elistray, and helping others is what drives him now.
Elistray?
The good drow goddess.
Oh, okay. And so, why are you working in an elven temple?
He says that after centuries of conflict between his people and theirs, he feels like it's one of the best ways that he could give back by helping people at a place like this.
Okay. I will accept that answer. Interesting story. Love it.
So yeah. One second. So what do you tell him?
I don't know. Maybe ask, try and change the subject and ask about if he ever knows about any of the more, I guess, the de-aging and the strengthening rituals?
He says, you know that I haven't been with the sisters for quite long enough to see one of those rituals underway. They're very selective with who they allow to partake in those types of treatments. I've only seen
Okay.
the one, and he seemed quite pleased with it. Yes, the dwarf. He was quite
Yeah,
old when he
okay.
arrived, and last I saw him, he was spry and young. His beard dark and thick.
Wow, okay. How long was he here?
He was here for about 2 days.
Just 2 days? Wow. It's quite a powerful ritual. Why did they choose him?
I believe he approached them.
And did he have to do anything to prove his worth, or what?
Again, I am not privy to such things, but I believe he simply went and requested that they help him, and they did.
Oh, okay. Interesting. And no one else has disdained to just request that?
Not in the time that I've been here, but I've only been in the employ of this group for a few days.
Oh, a few days? Okay. And they don't force you to wear the mask or take the non-detection thing?
Oh, no. I am not an acolyte of Sunni. It is not my place. It wouldn't be proper.
Okay. Interesting. So you've only been here 2 days. And why? And how did they allow you to, I guess, be part of this if you weren't part of
Well,
their...
I must be honest, it did take a full year of applying before my application was accepted and I was allowed to come here.
Oh, interesting. All right.
I've heard the
And-
stories of this wonderful place. Make an
And you've
insight
heard
check.
about... Oh, insight. Okay.
Nice. So he says that he's heard the story. He had heard the stories of this wonderful place and just had to see it with his own eyes and be involved in a place of such beauty and rest.
Mm-hmm. And you're not... Have you been in contact with the sisters that whole time?
He said that he'd just been sending applications, trying to get his foot in the door. When they finally responded that they needed a masseuse.
Okay. What happened to the previous masseuse? Do you know? Did you ask?
He says it wasn't his place to ask, so he didn't.
Okay.
Oh, nosy.
I don't know.
All right.
We're just trying to find out about our friend here and why the sisters are taking care of this and place it for what's her face is dead. Oh my god, so many names.
Silvari. And remember, no
Silvari.
one has said that Silvari is dead. They just said that she went on a mission of self-discovery, is what Morgana told you.
Okay, mission of self-discovery.
Okay, so let's go ahead and move to the rest of the group. So what are y'all doing in the lounge? Releve, are you still up at the hot springs?
I am just lost.
Ah.
If that helps. Where can you put me where I'm supposed to be?
Where do you want to be? Would you have gone to the lounge? Would you just start
I would've
wandering
followed
around?
You know what? I would have wandered around. I would have wandered aimlessly until
Oh my
I
God.
found something fun to do.
Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and take off the dynamic lighting barriers, Releve.
Okay.
So
ready.
go ahead and wander around, and I'll just keep track of where you are.
Thank you.
Yep.
And this is how we stumble onto the plot.
Well, I still have the dynamic lighting. If that.
yeah, the dynamic lighting's good.
Okay. Let's
Oh,
see.
so that didn't take long. Releve.
Wow.
Releve, as you make your way onto that back path, about 5 or 6 steps up there,
Okay.
Safe kind of pops out of one of the door and he says, "Oh, madam, I'm sorry, but That is private quarters up there. The sisters call the tower their home, and if you look over, you can see a rundown building off to the
You
north.
make them live there?
She says, "Oh, it's a beautiful tower, ma'am. I don't believe anyone would need to be made to live there. It is quite well decorated.
Are we looking at the
I
same
call my
floor?
home on the lower floor, and the sisters have the upper floors. But again, those are private residences, ma'am. I must insist that you not. And please don't mind the mess over there. It has been in a bit of a state of ruin. It's quite dangerous. Please, all guests are to stay away from the old temple and from our private residences.
As soon as he says dangerous, he's gonna see her just perk right up.
Please, ma'am, no. Please, no.
Well,
Well, you're right. I should probably go find my friends. And she's just gonna scamper off to find them and tell them there's someplace dangerous to play.
All right, I'm putting you in the lounge.
Thank you.
In we go.
Guys. There is a dangerous temple in the back. She's just gonna clap all happy, like her, like bouncing up and down on her the balls of her feet, just like, yes.
You hear Alistair's voice in your mind. Quietly.
There is a dangerous temple in the back. She starts crying as she gets excited.
Morgana approaches you, Releve, as you're enthusiastically telling all your friends about the places you were just told not to go. And she does approach you, and she says, "Please, we must insist that you respect our privacy. Those are our private residences, and the temple is quite dangerous."
She sees the same reaction, just like her Releve's eyes are just stars now, like, yes.
What
Okay.
makes it so dangerous?
She says, "Well, it's fallen into quite the state of disrepair. You see, it is an old temple to an old god of not fitting of this place. And see, there may be, again, I only tell you this so that you will stay away, but there may be a creature, a dangerous creature living beneath it."
oh, we can take
Wait,
care of that for you.
Please, no. There's no
What?
need. You are our guests. This isn't a time for you all to work.
What kind of god? What god is?
Kind of a hobby.
Yeah. Would a religion check be able to understand what kind of god this could be?
Morgana kind of insists that we don't ask any more questions about it. She would grow a bit concerned, and you can.
It's the god Bruno.
Oh my fucking god.
Okay, is AC the only one who got that?
I didn't hear it.
He said we
It's
don't
the
talk
god
about
Bruno.
Oh, I've heard the reference. I don't understand it though yet. I haven't seen.
It's it's a Disney movie.
From Encanto.
Oh my god, my niece. Every fucking chance she gets, can we watch Encanto? Like, I am working.
Okay,
We
sorry.
talked
I
about
distracted
Bruno.
us.
All right. So, Morgana would simply say, "For your own safety, we must insist that you refrain from entering the temple. It is a dangerous place. Please, for your own safety. Besides, it has been thoroughly sealed off for decades now. There's no way to get
You don't
And-
have
Let's
fireball.
Go check out the temple.
You don't know this group very well.
in."
Argoth is already trying to find a way out of the building to do a flyover.
Okay, yeah. I mean, our Arath can get out a window easily enough. They're not locked or anything.
Yeah. What direction do I need to head?
North. So you see a tower. The upper windows are shuttered, closed. All looks very nice. The upper windows are very much privacy screened. Argoth would not be able to see into them. The lower floor, Argoth would see a very, very feeble dragonborn kind of pushing a broom around up there. Looks like he can barely, or it looks like he can barely even hold the broom he's kind of pushing around up there. And then a private bedroom just north of that in the tower, and make an investigation check for Argoth.
Investigation is intelligence.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Argoth can see a little bit past some curtains to these other windows over here. Let me get this up here. Nobody can see that. Okay, but there's some windows in there, and it looks like a painting studio.
Interesting.
Hmm.
So like in like this area?
So, is Argoth... I already know the answer to this, but I'll ask anyways. Is Argoth proficient in religion?
Oh no.
Okay. So,
Okay.
the other building to the west is very much as described. A rundown, busted up temple. There seems to be some sort of almost like an acrylic epoxy covering the doors and the windows and everything. It's obviously been sealed shut.
What about the roof?
There is a hole in the roof. Quite large.
Flappity flappy.
Argoth going in?
Yeah.
Okay. It's a rundown, beat-up temple. Argoth would see that there's... Here, let me just get this out real quick. So, the building looks like it might have been beautiful once. There's engraved images all over the place, but now the stones are covered in moss. The interior looks like it's been abandoned after some sort of confrontation. There's broken benches, shredded cushions, thick fungus growing over a lot of different things. There's 4 large mirrors hanging on the walls. All of them have been shattered. And the stone floor is now covered with shards of glass, and there is a staircase leading down behind a
What's
large
this?
statue. That is a large statue of a woman.
What does the woman look like?
I don't know if Argoth would be able to relay details like that to you, as far as being able to describe a physical appearance of somebody.
And
But-
I assume he's more than 100 feet away from me.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, he would not go down the stairs. He would fly back and get to within 100 feet and relay everything that he saw, and I would mentally tell all of my companions that are within 30 feet of me walking around and carrying on small talk, and mentally tell them everything I just learned. And let them
Okay.
know that Argoth is going to go hang out in a tree where he can see both this building and the tower.
Okay.
Because this doesn't seem right.
Would the mental relay be able to make that religion check?
So we'll say, based off of what Argoth was able to tell Alistair, and then what Alistair was able to relay to you all, anyone that is proficient in religion can make a religion check. Since we're playing telephone here, it will be at disadvantage.
Okay, 14.
14?
Prime or not? Let me check right quick.
Okay. Anyone that's proficient in religion can make this check.
No, I am not. So
Okay. Adso with a 14. Yeah, you can't quite put your finger on it.
Okay, maybe it's time for shift and try again.
Okay.
25.
Adso with a 25. That is a Temple of Sunni.
Oh, interesting. Why aren't they using the temple for this is a temple of Sunni as well?
Curiouser and curiouser.
Yeah. Is this really a temple of Sunni?
Here's a
It-
question that
Or is it just a glorified spa?
Here's a question that Nathaniel just had pop in his head with this information. They said that it was some sort of naiad or dryad whose magic was infusing that pool. Or is reducing age like that something those creatures are known for doing?
Make an Arcana check.
And I'll use guidance on it once I roll it.
So,
Uh,
the effects that are enchanting the waters are very much in the realm of something that a druid could do, as far as
okay.
restoring vitality, but not to the extent that has been described to you in the case of Falthrax.
Okay.
Yeah, but Falthrax is the other, like, ritual, right?
Correct.
Would I know of any Sune-esque rituals that involve such a feat?
With your 25 religion check, no, you would not.
Okay.
As in, wouldn't know, or
Wouldn't know.
okay.
Has never heard of one.
So I've never heard of that. Okay.
Well,
So,
Nathaniel just thinks to himself, so Alistair can pick it up if he's doing that detect thoughts thing. Well, it appears as if we're going to have to do some exploring undercover a night, it looks like.
Yes, midnight requisition time, I think.
Okay, Scooby Gang.
so as the evening begins to approach and the sun begins to set slowly.
Was it
Hey.
Uskar going somewhere?
Right. So, a few moments after Adso gets back from his massage with Grumps in tow, who also got a very nice massage.
Aw.
The kitty.
So, there we go. So, a athletic sun elf woman enters into the room. She's kind of got like a sheen of sweat over her. Long copper hair. She has an ornate breastplate on and a red fur mantle covering it. And she enters, and she kind of crosses her arms. She says, "I heard we had some pretty strong new guests today." She kind of looks
Just
around.
one. The rest of these squishies are weak. It's just me.
Hey.
He's only the strongest.
Well, can I interest you in a test of your strength then?
Let's go.
And she kind of glances around everyone. Would any of you care to join us?
Oh yeah, we'd love
Yes.
to see
I
this.
would love to watch Uskar get drug across the floor by somebody like you.
All right, let's go ahead and take everybody out to the garden area.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drag y'all. I'm grouping you drag real quick.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Does is Uskar the only one participating? Like, can we participate even if we know he's sick?
Anyone can participate.
I'm in.
Yeah. Okay. So out here, there's an iron fence overgrown with ivy surrounding the whole place. There's an earthen path weaving between scattering of trees, flower bushes, stone benches. There's a bunch of iron weights, wooden poles, and heavy sacks strewn about the place. And so she says, "My name is Azarissa, and I have yet to find anyone in the past 2 months that can best my course. Who among you thinks I've got it in you? I have quite the reward for anyone that thinks they might have what it takes."
Scar just kind of flexes. Is like, let's go.
I want to try.
Is this like Water Heavy and Ninja?
So, she says, "First, we have squats." And so to complete this activity, we're going to do several incrementally harder constitution checks.
Okay.
So, a character who fails a check has a disadvantage on the next check. Character who fails 3 checks in a row can't try again. So, Azarissa walks up and says, "So, who's going to be joining us?"
I'll try.
Me.
Okay, so everyone who wants to try, go ahead and step forward.
Go ahead and try to. What the heck?
Really?
This could be
Okay.
fun.
Ushkar's just kind of chuckling as they step up.
I'm gonna stand right next to him.
All right. So as Arissa starts doing a bunch of squats, everybody make Constitution saving throws or Constitution checks. I'm sorry,
Checks. Okay.
Oh, checks.
checks.
God damn it.
Uskar,
Oh,
16.
no, that wasn't my check. That wasn't my check. Never mind.
Yeah, Uskar, you got a 16.
I know.
Yep, that was mine.
I clicked it and then looked down and saw a 9. I was like, wait a second.
All right. So we need Nathaniel.
Aw, boo.
Okay. So DC was 10. Anyone that failed the DC 10, so Alistair and Releve, you can go ahead and try again.
Oh, I will.
Okay, Alistair makes it this time. As excellent.
Nice.
Okay.
I was laughing too hard the first time.
All right, let's see another one for everyone that's going for it.
Hey,
Wow, Uskar.
he's strong.
Uskar, make a insight check.
Use that Cessno.
Nice. As Arissa absolutely fucking hates how well you're doing. Okay. Alistair, is that 7 your second? All right. So, Alistair, you can try again. You got one more chance, Alistair.
Hang in there, buddy.
I'm deciding. No, I'm not using a sessional on that.
Oh.
Nice.
Cut
Okay.
it out.
So, now everybody involved can move on to the third check.
Okay.
Hey.
Releve, that's not going to cut it.
All right, I'm doing it
Oh,
again.
I'm gonna have to do mine again.
Yep.
Oh,
Oh no. Nathaniel, your
Uh-oh.
third check succeeds. Uskar. So she congratulates everybody except for Uskar. And she kind of folds
Wow.
her. She says, a dwarf of your strength and prowess can certainly do better than that. And says that Uskar has not succeeded.
Wow, I am all for this level of pettiness.
Go ahead and go for it again, Uskar. And she
Son of a
says,
bitch.
see, I knew I couldn't have pushed you too hard. It takes 3 fails in a row to fail, Uskar. You can try again.
Ah.
Is
Take
that
the 22.
it's the same 22, which she just said wasn't good enough.
Oh, you son of a gun.
Well, well, okay.
Oh, you're an idiot.
22 is
Hmm.
not, so 22 is not sufficient.
Not for
I have to
Uskar, it's not.
crit.
Oh.
Uskar has to crit. You're such
So
a dick.
I have been in this situation in basic training.
Yeah, me too. That's why I'm like, son of a bitch.
Yeah, one more try, Uskar.
oh, buddy.
I did. I rolled
Bardic
a
Inspiration.
17.
Bardic Inspiration. Bardic Inspiration.
As I said, you've got one more try.
And Bardic Inspiration's a, what is it? D.
6.
86.
Oh, did you go up to
24.
D8?
24. So, Azarissa sees Uskar just absolutely pushing himself to the limit, and then she says, well, I guess for a dwarf, you've done okay.
Whatever.
Lover.
And she says, however, I do only have one of these. And she hands it to Releve.
Yay!
Uskar's about to take his dagger out, I swear to Christ.
Guys, I won!
Mentally, I'm
Speech,
just thinking
speech.
okay, like mentally, I'm just picturing that Uskar hit his dagger in the midst of his beard.
Uskar's just giving her a dirty ass look while puffing on his cigar, and he picks up his his glass of ale and just starts drinking it like, fuck you.
Look, Uskar, if I put my trophy on your head, we're the same height.
So Azarissa says, it's okay, dwarf. I understand if you don't have what it takes to continue on in the trials. You are excused to leave if you feel that you cannot no longer participate. If you feel like your strength may be giving out on you.
He looks at her and just literally just says, fuck you, let's go.
So she says, Wallace, and with that, Alistair and Adso, the tree behind you pulls up a root.
Oh,
Skitter away.
yeah. Let's get out of the way.
And marches on over, and she says, have any of you ever tried tug of war against a tree?
I don't think that's how that works.
Like tug of war against two horses at one time. Bring it on.
All right. So
I don't do tug of war. Y'all have fun.
all right. So let's get athletics check from everybody that's doing the tug of war.
Ooh, athletics, huh?
Yep.
I just
Okay. Uskar, you can try again.
15 didn't do it.
15 didn't do it. You're playing tug of war against the tree.
is a 17 good?
Ooh, Releve. You are yanked off of your feet. You go flying towards the tree as you're hauling and yanking and tugging on this thing until finally the tree kind of does a my turn and pulls back, sends you flying towards the tree, which you strike head on, and you take 5 bludgeoning damage.
Okay. So if I were to hypothetically shove my trophy into that tree and heat metal, what happens?
Azarissa would most certainly stop you from damaging her equipment.
Your tree's a dick.
while Releve is doing that, I cast Mage Hand and grab the rope that Uskar is holding and add the extra little bit of strength that a Mage Hand has, which isn't a lot.
Yeah, an extra 5 pounds of force isn't going to get anyone there, but Releve has officially been yanked off her feet. Uskar and Nathaniel are still going strong, though. You guys can continue making those checks.
Am I done?
You
We
are
go.
done.
Okay.
Uskar, the tree almost topples towards you, and Azarissa looks disgusted. As Uskar and Nathaniel almost manage to topple the tree, and she kind of just raises her hand. Enough. And she says,
Flexes a little bit.
she turns towards and says, well done, to Nathaniel, and hands him a trophy.
Oh, she has it out for you.
We don't have any
Just-
passive aggressive stuff going on here.
It's good. She's in love with me. It's okay.
You literally see her.
Aw, so cute.
The Mage Hand pinches Uskar in the butt and it disappears.
Right, so she says, for our last feat. And then she gets a pair of chains, ties them to the tree, and pulls them back, and starts doing a chain skip with them.
She's doing CrossFit.
We're skipping rope with a chain. Let's go.
All right. So anyone that would like to participate in the chain skip, it's dexterity checks.
Son of a bitch.
Is that Releve can try again or
Yeah,
no?
we can try again.
Okay.
I hate you.
Acrobatics or just dexterity checks?
Dexterity checks. Acrobatics.
I
Sorry,
hate you.
acrobatics.
I hate you so much.
Wait, acrobatics. Hold on. One sec. If it's acrobatics, let me go over here to where I need to check.
I would like to say, however, Sean, when Uskar goes, Releve is casting Major Image, and he looks like he is just whatever he gets. He looks like he is doing like awesome.
Okay, so Rigel and Nathaniel. Oh, Yeah, Rigel and Nathaniel.
Yeah,
the
Rigel's
chains-
giving it a shot.
The chain strikes both of your ankles, knocking you off balance by a little bit.
Can I use my session inspiration to recover from that?
You can, absolutely. All right, let's get another check
Okay.
from everybody that's involved. Another acrobatics check.
High
my
five,
Alvaro
buddy.
knife's still-
Dope.
Nathaniel, you are still in. You are just knocked off balance, and it will be harder. Your next check will be harder.
Okay.
Meanwhile,
Heroes
Releve,
Thank you.
Releve's
Releve
dex
with
is good.
expertise in acrobatics
Nope.
is just like skipping and doing tricks.
Oh, it wasn't meant to be.
All right. Okay. So,
God, I don't like
Uskar,
you right now.
you are knocked prone and smacked by a couple chains.
Yeah, he's gonna get right back up. I ain't worried.
All right. One more check from everybody.
Wait, there's no way I passed that last
Fuck.
one, right?
No. Oh, I'm sorry, Rigel. You also are
I'm out.
knocked prone and struck by chains. Oh, Releve.
I could use my sessional.
You could. We've only got 10 minutes.
You're gonna fuck us in those 10 minutes, though, aren't you?
We used
I think I've proved
all
no
our
matter what.
sessionals on this.
Yeah, that's the master plan. Get them to use all their sessionals in
And on games.
on games, and then throw like something crazy at them. The Awakened Tree just decides says he's had enough of this life.
Goes berserk.
Surprise, you just
That'll
find
make
out.
Uskar very, very happy.
Ushkar's ready to hit something right now.
Hey, wow. Releve, did you end up using that
Yeah.
that sessional? Okay.
Yeah, it's a
So-
21 again.
Releve is the only one that actually managed to get all the way through this. The rest of you are struck many times by chains and ankles. Some of you knocked prone and struck again. It looks like Uskar and Nathaniel had it the worst. Rigel, I need one more from you.
One more acrobatics check?
Yep. Okay, yep.
Oof.
Ouch.
So, Uskar, Rigel, and Nathaniel all take 6 bludgeoning damage from being struck repetitively by chains.
Oh,
And-
jeez.
Releve, completely ignoring Uskar. In fact, she kind of turns her back, so her back is kind of facing Uskar a little bit. She says, "Well done. You have earned this." And she hands over the potion of Hill Giant Strength to Releve.
Well, thanks. She's gonna hand it directly to Uskar.
Azarissa's face
I'm
just
not actually a
slackens.
Ushkar just kind of gives her a smug look.
Just-
Nathaniel could probably use that potion more than Uskar could.
Well, whoever could use it, Releve is not a fighter.
The thing is on my attack stuff, it doesn't work off the strength.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I'll take that
As long- as long as
21.
it's a-
Yep.
it's presuming it's a magical or infused weapon, that is.
Yeah, which you always have. So.
Yeah. Yeah. There's a reason I have them.
I can't wait to see what you do with that next time we get into a fight.
He's saving it for a good fight, though.
All right.
Use
Azarissa's
the potion.
challenge is complete.
And kill Azarissa.
Ushkar's just gonna give her a wing and say, "I'll see you later."
She like
Releve. Oh, go ahead.
corner of her mouth like twitches and rises up in a bit of a snarl as Uskar walks away.
Releve is going to suggest she adds pirouettes to the challenge because that would not only be hilarious, but is also very difficult to do.
Azarissa nods, says she'll consider it.
Releve proceeds to literally pirouette away.
Okay.
Ushkar's just gonna kind of stomp off, look at her, and be like, "Cheating bitch."
She kind of looks as you fucking dwarf.
Take me on one-on-one. We'll see who wins.
Dangerous flash in her eyes, Uskar, as you say that, and then she quickly shakes her head and smiles and waves goodbye to you.
Is she the baddie?
Perhaps you could arrange a wrestling match.
Ushkar wants a.
I've got a flask of
calling her-
oil.
I'm Unsure if
I'm
we
calling
want to
it
do
right
a
now.
roll for
Azarissa's the baddie.
We need a mud wrestling match between Uskar and her.
Oh God. All right. So, what else would you all like to do? It is well into the evening hours. The sun has fully set since you all have been out here exercising with Azarissa. I'm going to take you all back inside now.
Uskar's going back to the bar.
Releve is
What do
just
we-
going to tell whoever's there to feed me.
What do we do for dinner around here?
Feed me, Seymour.
Meanwhile, what has Argoth seen during all of this time?
Nothing. Acolytes sweeping the grounds. That's really it.
I think we actually need to explore those stairs.
Why would somebody shatter mirrors? I do not say that out loud where any of our hosts would hear.
Morgana has retired for the evening. She's no longer there. Later into the evening, first off, everybody can request literally whatever food dish they would like.
Okay.
And within about 20 minutes of your request, it does come out. And at the end of the evening, after you all, has everybody requested something to eat?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Big 2-pound steak.
So at the end of the evening,
Jesus.
after everyone has eaten, an elven woman, exits from the kitchen. And
With a dog.
so she's
She's the cook.
she's a cheerful. She exits and she's got a big smile on her face as she exits. A cheerful, rosy-cheeked wood elf. She wears a veil over her face that covers over her eyes, which are open but are completely white. She appears blind, and she exits. She says, "Welcome, welcome, everybody. I hope that you all enjoyed your meals this evening. It was my pleasure to prepare them all for you." She comes stepping out from around the desk, greets everybody. She says, "This is Morty, everybody. He loves company."
Aw, 40. Hi.
Give Morty a scratch on the head.
Yeah, I rub him's belly.
Yeah. Rolls over onto his back, slobber all over the place, big old jowls just
Oh, yeah.
flapping around everywhere.
He's a bit of a messy boy.
And you are, again,
My name is Greensong.
Green Song.
And I
Thank
guess
you.
you are the cook.
As I am. It is my responsibility to see that you are all well fed and well taken care of during your stay here.
And you said, they said the other two were your sisters, but you're a wood elf, and
A sun elf and a moon elf. Indeed, sisters in spirit, all of us.
I see.
You know, kind of how, like, sisters in a nunnery, sisters in a temple.
She nods. She says, "Very astute observation. As you all certainly do Candlekeep proud."
And this is a lovely establishment you have here.
We have
And I'm
worked
sure
very hard to make it so.
Silvery would be so proud of what you've done with this place.
I am sure. Hopefully she returns to us hale and whole and having found whatever it is she went looking for. So, with that, Greensong says it is also time for her to retire for the evening. She says that she will see you all in the morning and she hopes you all have a magnificent sleep.
Okay.
Uskar gives her her rump as he's eating his steak.
Thank you for dinner.
Yeah, thanks for the food. Also, is as a
Azarissa.
As Arissa always so, what's the word?
Competitive.
Itchy.
Bitch.
Petty? Yeah. We had a contest with her earlier, and it seemed like she had her eye out to make sure that one of our party members failed.
Yeah,
Green Song
ulterior
kind of
motives.
tilts her head over in Uskar's direction and says, "Yes, unfortunately, she has a bit of history. Her family was slain by a group of dwarves. I do apologize if she was rude to you."
Still doesn't excuse her.
I agree,
Yeah,
and she will
I
be spoken
understand.
to. I do apologize.
Adventurers killed my mother. I hate all adventurers too. I understand.
Dude.
Dude.
Do you hate yourself? Look in the mirror. Oh wait.
Man in the
Sarcasm.
mirror.
Like all of y'all in your mind here. Sarcasm.
Releve is just looking at you so hurt she did not pick up on any sarcasm.
Right. So, closing in on getting pretty late now. Hanging out in the lounge for a good amount of time. It's getting pretty close to midnight, and then you see the acolytes begin to shut lights out.
Okay.
So,
Is it time, guys?
what has
Do we
Argoth
sneak
seen?
out?
What has Argoth
Argoth
seen during all this?
Argoth has seen a lot of the same. Acolytes sweeping, trimming bushes, things like that, right up until it started getting really late. And then the acolytes all began to head to sleeping quarters of their own.
What about our proprietors?
One by one at a time, they all went to their tower. And again, their upper floors, which we're told are their quarters, are thoroughly obscured. They are not visible from or by Argoth.
What about that decrepit dragonborn you said was sweeping the floor in the entryway?
Make a perception check for Argoth. So Argoth would have seen each time one of the sisters entered into the tower, the Dragonborn began sweeping even more feverishly, much faster, sweeping around. But they've just been in that room sweeping what seems like the same pile of dust the entire time. Every time Argoth checks back in on him, he's just in there sweeping. Again, very frail looking. And as the night goes on, and as Arissa finally makes her way back there, you hear Azarissa says something very mean to the Dragonborn, and then she kind of looks around out the window, shuts the curtains on the window even tighter, and you begin to hear what sounds like objects being thrown around in there.
Ooh, she's the baddie.
He goes full Karen on him.
Also, we probably need to talk to that Dragonborn.
After not too much longer, the closet would not have seen them anymore as the Dragonborn went up the tower to a different room.
Is
So,
there
yeah,
any
You
sign
all...
of
Go ahead.
anything keeping watch out in this garden area? This, with the area in between the spa and the tower and the ruined temple.
Make one more perception check for Argoth. So, while Argoth was out and wandering around, keeping an eye on things, you would have noticed a lot of statues of elves, of winged elves, on some of the buildings. There's one standing directly in front of the tower. As Argoth was walking around, as soon as Greensong, the last of the sisters to arrive, went into the tower, the statue would have turned and walked into the tower.
What?
Wow.
Don't blink.
Ooh,
So, acolytes begin showing you
Okay.
all to your rooms, saying that at the toll of midnight it is lights out, and yeah. So to your rooms all. I will put you each in your own room, and when you do arrive there, you will notice that your chest is in the room, as well as all your valuables still there and accounted for.
Ushkar would go directly to his chest, making sure of that.
ooh, this is a big room.
Yeah, Adso got the big room.
Of course.
Yeah, living a life of luxury right here.
I don't see the Steel Defender.
Oh.
Thank you.
Defender's like, hey, where did he?
All right, everybody. So, can everybody make perception checks for me? And I need Uskar, Alistair, and Rigel to make them at advantage.
Ooh,
This is about an
Okay.
hour after you settled in for the night.
Perception check, you said?
Perception at advantage.
Oh, my word.
Well,
I'm gonna use my
might as
session.
well
I'll
guide us
Awesome.
on that.
Uskar and Adso, you hear what sounds like. Well, Uskar, you would definitely recognize this sound. Adso, you hear what sounds like metal on metal, small little clinking and clicking sounds. Uskar, you hear what sounds very much like somebody trying to pick a lock just outside of your door.
Oh.
Oh.
Scar is going to grab his sword and kick the door. Well, no, swing it open really fast.
So, what you see down there. What you see down there is here. Let me get your door open, and I'm assuming that upon the
Thanks.
kicking of the door, all of you get your doors open.
Mhm.
Sure. Yeah.
Totally.
Wakey, wakey.
What the heck is that?
Oh, kobold.
So,
That's a kobold.
let me go ahead and do this as well because it is now dark. Daylight mode off.
Okay, I'm going to break out
Sorry.
one of the continual flame things that I'd set up.
No wonder she didn't hear anything or see anything.
How much
Literally
light do you
all-
have, Nathaniel?
Oh, what was that?
Did you see you were projecting light?
Yes, I'd set up a couple little items with a continual flame on it as in our downtime.
Okay.
So I just kind of clip on those little carabiner things to me, which should give me 40 feet total worth of light.
Okay.
20 bright, 20 dim.
All right. So, what you see is a kobold with white scales and purple eyes is fiddling with a lock at the far south end. He wears a patchwork dress and is quietly cursing and whispering to himself when Uskar kicks the door open, and then he screams and just jumps back into the corner. He's like, "Oh my god! Oh, why? Why would you just kick a door down?"
Why not?
Why
Let
are
Ushkar.
you? Because you're picking a lock, you little creep.
I'm not picking a lock. I'm fixing it, you fool.
Whose room is that?
There's no one in
Whose
there
room?
right now. It's locked. It's forced. Somebody locked it and forced it closed. The sisters asked me to take care of it. They don't like me wandering around during the day. They said I'll scare people.
Well, if
I
it
don't.
would help, I actually have some skill when it comes to repairing and to repair.
Could you please? I would really like to be able to tell the sisters I could get this done. It's really.
I don't mind at all.
Why are you so afraid of them?
I just really love my job, and I really don't wanna anger my employers.
He doesn't sound like he loves his job.
I'm gonna do insight.
I don't believe a word this motherfucker's saying.
Whoa.
And
I don't care what my
happy to
insight
spend my-
says.
I'm happy to spend my sectional if I need to.
Yeah. He is very
And I
scared.
will use my sessional.
All right, yeah, he is very scared. He is terrified of the sisters, and it's quite clear as soon as he begins talking about them. And yeah, it is quite clear as soon as he begins talking about them that he is terrified to death of them. He says,
They're mean to you, aren't they?
No. This is lovely, wonderful working here.
What is your
Did the
name?
tree hit you?
Glitter.
Oh, what was that again?
Glitter.
Litter?
Your name is Glitter? That's a pretty name.
Okay, Glitter.
The witches gave it to me because they said I'm incredibly annoying and they can never get rid of me.
Wait,
What was
witches?
your name?
What?
Whoa.
Witches?
You said witches.
What? I meant the sisters, the beautiful elven sisters. Oh my god!
Hey,
What was your name?
You've got explaining to do.
Let me see what I can do about this.
Detect thoughts. What was your name before they
As
gave
soon
you the
as
name
you as soon as you begin detecting thoughts, you just hear over and over again, "Oh my god, they're gonna kill me! I can't believe I said that! I'm dead! Oh my god!"
Glitter, calm down. Calm down. It's okay. We can help you. What is your name?
It really
Glitter's
is
not your name.
It really is Glitter.
Stop lying. And he Gusar kind of like, that flourishes, but kind of waves his sword around a little bit.
Suggestion. I cast suggestion.
Okay.
Where is it? So DC 13 Wisdom save. And my
Fails.
suggestion is please tell us the truth.
So it says a bit of a slack look goes over Glitter's face. He says, "My name really is Glitter. I was a tiefling before I let them paint me." And we're gonna go ahead and call
What
the
about-
session there.
Oh.
Okay, wow.